We're going to the chapel and we're... Okay, I should just go home right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree.
Thing you're going to say to me, Paul.
I mean, when you're right, you're right.
But that was just, I thought that went incredibly well. It is 5:47. I'm Danny Bonaduce. This is KZOK. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to everybody in the back there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, well, there's more they can say hi to.
Oh, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler. Did you not think that was you that I was saying hi to, Tyler? Little all handsome, little face, all perky already this morning. Well, we appreciate you being here for whatever thing you're doing here.
Whoever you are and whatever.
I know who he is. He's Tyler.
Yeah.
I lose him a little bit after that, but I'm sure as a huge function, he wouldn't be dealing with the morning show.
Agreed.
How do you lose him? He's awfully tall.
Because he's in there behind bulletproof glass, so I can't shoot him if he bugs me.
Don't we
He's
all wish
already
we were
bugging
behind?
me, and he didn't even do it. You guys have officially made him bug me. All right, they'll be
You're
all
welcome,
good.
Tyler.
It's going to go better now. So here's the... Excuse me. Tyler made me overexcited. Now I have to hate him. So I went to Macy's yesterday, and not to specifically for black slacks. I thought, where can I get loser guy going to a wedding he doesn't really want to go to pants? And Amy kept saying places. I said, well, you understand, the Gap has my waist size and my inseam. Real grown-up men's stores just have your waist, measure you, and then hem.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, we don't really have time for that. We should go to the Gap. She goes, you cannot go to the Gap you can't go to the wedding in Gap pants. So we went to Macy's, and by the way, I was wrong, at least at Macy's. They have stuff 34, 30, or whatever it is.
And a lot of times they'll hem it. If they don't, they'll hem it right there for you.
But sometimes you got to wait a day or two. I'm going to wherever my daughter's getting married in some silly little castle on the East Coast. Anyway, so I bought these slacks that totally worked, and I'm looking around, and it is not your mother's Macy's. When I think of Macy's, I think of dress shirts, maybe T-shirts, maybe some Adidas stuff you could wear.
Sure.
It's just verging on Hot Topic.
Really?
Yeah. But cool Hot Topic for grown-ups for $300. Leather jacket, and I dig black leather jackets, right? Except in the front, it had a slash or a smear or whatever of white leather. It was really striking. That is so neat. And on the back, it had another slash, but this one was in like a tan. It was weird. It was MC Hammer would wear this jacket.
How did you not buy it? How are you not wearing it right now?
Because everything there, it's also not Hot Topic prices. You know, several $100s for what would essentially be a joke coat. But I was looking on, and when I tell you they had what I'm about to show you at Macy's, and for the 99.9% of you that aren't watching Danny TV, I'll describe it and then we'll move on, so don't worry about it. When I show you the jacket I did buy at Macy's, you'll think, whoa, was that in the freak section? No, it was in the section next to jackets that looked just like it and had vests to match. The gold lame suit, like the famous one, be Elvis's jacket. You ever see that one?
Yeah.
It's for sale all over Macy's.
Really?
And it's Elvis Presley money. It's like $900.
Oh, wow.
Goodness.
Yeah. So let me show you the jacket that I bought. And the weird thing about this jacket, aside from the fact that I bought it, is I'm not wearing it on my daughter's weirdo wedding.
Oh, you're not?
No, it doesn't go with what I'm thinking.
Oh, my gosh, Becky,
it's
you're
so
Liberace.
sparkly.
How bitchin' is that? Serious biz. How awesome is that?
Oh, my, it's blinding a little bit.
I'm going
How
to
are you
wear-
not wearing that to your daughter's wedding?
Because I have weirder stuff.
Oh, really?
Who are you talking to? You think that's the weirdest thing I possess is a sparkling Liberace tuxedo jacket?
That is a jacket covered in sequins, and it
Yeah.
absolutely looks like Liberace or
here's
Elton
the
John would
thing.
wear it.
Here's the thing on it. When I was in Vegas, I don't know however long ago, and I came back with those bright red shiny tennis shoes, to my shock, in the Forum Club is what they call the things at Caesar's Palace, the shops.
Yeah.
That they were $99, and I liked them, and I bought it. And the reason I bought bright red shiny tennis shoes at Caesar's Palace is everything else was completely just like, so they had that jacket and was $7,500. No, I'm sorry, $750 for that same jacket.
goodness.
And there's one just like it with rhinestones on the lapel, and that was $1,300.
Jeez.
So when I saw this jacket, ready? Dun, 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 dun. Wait, that's the Jaws noise. Hang on. Dun, 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 dun. No, never mind. Noises. That's what I meant entirely. $150.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
For that jacket. That's like, I mean, if you're the weirdo enough to wear it, which I totally am with pride, can't wait, that's a deal.
I don't think you could just buy the sequins on their own for $150.
To be honest with you, a decent tuxedo jacket you couldn't buy for. But I can't say on Macy's behalf, well, they must have thought nobody will buy it. Let's slash the prices. next to that was a gaudier jacket with a matching vest.
Wow.
In just gold, all gold, different like levels of gold to make weird designs, but all gold all the time.
Did you phone ahead and tell them Danny Bonaduce's coming?
That's the thing, man. I kept saying this is the weirdest. This is maybe mommy used to take me. She'd buy a vacuum cleaner and I'd get some husky pants or some such thing. Now, and I'm telling you, I don't have time or the memory to go into. I mean, they had normal stuff. My black pants that I bought there are normal. Here's what not normal about my black pants. $95.
Holy moly.
And they're cheap compared. Like, I got to get pants so they have a captive audience. Like, I grabbed the same other pants, except it turns out when I see the price, I can look to see what's different. The difference is Tommy Hilfiger. $280. Same pants. So I feel better about my $95 pants. But I feel great about my $150 Liberace.
Are you going to wear it to the rehearsal dinner at least? Because it's awesome.
I don't know what I'm going to do because I had it planned out. I mean, I have other stuff, but I don't know that I've ever thought about coordinating all weird stuff. I wear weird stuff to work all the time, but let's go with shoes. I wear I'm doing it now, as a matter of fact. I wear weird shoes. You know, I love my red and blue shoes, my checkered shoes and all that stuff. I love them. But that's it. Then I wear jeans and a T-shirt. If I have crazy pants, then I wear normal shoes and normal T-shirt. If I have a crazy shirt, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I throw all the crazy stuff I have together and put it in a blender, first of all, I'm going to get hurt. Secondly, I don't feel comfortable that that's what I'm going to wear. So I will try, and all I'm really doing is the black pants either way, because I got to dress up. Black pants, fancy shoes, button-down shirt, purple vest, purple tie, and then either a real-life tuxedo jacket that I happen to own, or that, but then I have to see how that goes with that much purple.
Gotcha.
So,
what I see in my mind's eye is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, that's a good time, huh? It's going to be a good time, except my daughter's having a wedding with lunatics. But aside from, I got to write a speech, too. If you guys want to help, go ahead. Feel free. Here's what I got so far. Swear to God, you know her grandparents are super religious, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I have so far, because I have to give a speech. Nobody told me because my daughter hates me and didn't want me to give a speech and then changed her mind. So here's the first part. This is the only part of my speech I got. Isabella's a lovely girl, well-mannered. Couldn't be as a father. I couldn't be more proud or whatever crap, right? And I say, because she always thinks of others before she thinks of herself. For example, when she thought about getting married by a drag queen, she was obviously thinking of her grandparents. That's the first part of my speech that I got.
Unfortunately, 2 shootings to report this morning. A 39-year-old Tukwila man is in critical condition at Harborview after he was shot outside of an apartment complex last night. Tukwila police and fire crews responded to an apartment complex on 34th Avenue South in Tukwila. They say the shooting was not random. It started as an argument between 2 people who knew each other. They were trying to track the shooter who fled west, and no arrests have been made. Also, Seattle's gang unit detectives are looking for a black sedan involved in a drive-by shooting in Beacon Hill just after 5 o'clock yesterday. The sedan drove by. A man was walking down Martin Luther King Way and South Dawson next to a pot shop. The passenger opened fire, hitting the victim in the stomach. He was taken to Harborview. He's in critical condition. Police believe this guy got in between the car with the shooter and the car they were shooting at and was accidentally shot.
Happens, like I said, I was raised in Los Angeles, and the news, and this is just hypothetical. This didn't happen anytime in our state as far as I know, so don't think anything terrible. But 3 newscasts a week, somebody would try and shoot another guy, would go in the window of some other house and kill a baby in a baby chair. All the time. It's like, are you aiming for the baby? And they'd catch the guy and he'd go, I was trying to kill Jimmy. And that's Jimmy's house. They go, that's not Jimmy's house. And there'd be a dead child. It's awful. And I don't know what we can do to crack down on this because we have all sorts of civil liberties. You can't just go up to a guy and say, you're in a gang, let me frisk you. Even if Trump was bringing up MS-13, which is a real bad news gang. They have it tattooed on their neck. Yeah, you can't go, oh, well, you're MS-13. Of course I can search you. No, you can't. Wait till I'm mayor, and I'm not necessarily kidding. This jacket will get me elected.
It's certainly noticeable.
Thank you.
Geologists say they've discovered a fault line on Mount Hood, which could trigger a destructive quake. And while the Cascadia subduction zone would cause the big one, Mount Hood's quake would happen closer to the Earth's surface, which means it would be shorter and enough to knock you off your feet.
Wow.
But not the big one.
But not the big one.
Not the big one.
It has to be deeper to be the big one.
Not the big one that Paul and I say is not going to knock down 99. You should leave it alone. Not that one.
Right.
Now, this fault line is especially dangerous to places like the Hood River, White Salmon, and Government Camp. And so I'm sure for people who live closer to this, finding out this news is unsettling.
At the very least. I mean, do we do something about, like, do they know, well, we're going to build a town on this volcano, but the way it's set up, if it does ever erupt, and there's a 1 in a bazillion chance it's going to erupt in the next 300 years, but if it did, it's all going to blow that away from our new housing settlement. Do they do that kind of effort?
No,
Or do
I
they
don't
just
think so.
still
Not
build
anymore.
houses
They still
on
build
Mount
houses.
Vesuvius.
Yeah.
You know, it's not every day an Italian's going to teach you a lesson, but that one should do it.
Right.
Paul, do you remember what it's called, that zone for the zone when you
Steve.
live near a place that can get lava in an eruption? It's like the Loquar zone or something.
Oh,
Lahar?
the Loquar zone.
The
yeah.
Lahar zone.
Lahar zone.
Yes, that's it. So, yes, Danny, they will build you a house there, but then you have to know you're in the Lahar zone, which means if the big one does happen, if Mount Rainier erupts,
So
you're
that's
gone.
half of my thing. They'll build me a house there, but they
Yeah.
won't go, and we've engineered it so if it blows, it'll blow that way.
No, not at all. They just
Ah,
put up a
so-
sign saying, if this siren
Damn
lights
that
up, you
investment
should.
in Mount St. Helen.
Yeah.
And in national and international news, Turkey's president says the latest Saudi explanation of journalist Jamal Khashoggi's death does not wash, and he is demanding answers. The Saudis have changed their story a couple of times. The latest is they say a fist fight that escalated out of control, but in a
So
highly...
we chopped his arms and legs off.
Right.
Because that's the way we fight.
Because who's the guy who brought the bone saw to the fist fight to begin with?
Exactly.
In a highly anticipated speech yesterday, the president of Turkey asserted that these brutal killings had been planned days before Khashoggi entered the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. He said covering up this kind of savagery will hurt the conscience of all humanity. And he is asking for answers. He did not directly implicate the crown prince or any top Saudi official, but has called on Saudi Arabia to extradite more than a dozen suspects to Turkey as the first step in the investigation.
And again, nothing real new about government sanctioning weird hits, if you will. Here's one. I was born Catholic, but I'm Christian. I'm Christian for one reason only. Without this event, I guess I wouldn't be. And that is the government in Rome thought, well, this guy's bugging me. Nail him to that thing.
Yeah.
Everybody goes, oh, my God, that's really terrible. They nailed 1,600 people to the cross that same day. That's what governments did back then. Now they're down to one. It's all a good step in the right direction, but we shouldn't be shocked that Saudi Arabia hacked a guy up.
And a new Gallup poll has shown about 2/3 of Americans favor the legalization of marijuana, the greatest ever recorded. This number has climbed dramatically since Gallup first started asking the question in 1969.
Well, if they'd slowed down, more people would answer.
12% in 1969 supported legalizing cannabis, and that support then grew to about the 20% range. Then 2000 is when things really picked up steam. Among Americans 55 and older, 59% say they supported legalization, which is up from 50% the year previous. 65% of those aged 35 to 54 support the legalization. And they said this is just something that they're expecting to continue to see rise. There are not a lot of people who say don't legalize it.
So how are there not more national politicians hopping on this? You'd think 60%, 60-some percent.
Yeah.
Why not just do it?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because even though they are in the minority, they're very vocal. They're the people. They're not, I mean, literally your dad, but they're your dad.
Yeah.
And they know how to say no in a big way. And they know how to go to their company and say no in a big way. They know how to go to your school and say, not my kid's going to grow up in a legal. That's how. Just because 60% of us, I'm high right now. I'm not going to vote on this thing. But this kid over here or this older man over here is gonna. That's what it is.
And
we're lethargic and they're not.
That minority that is vocal also votes. So if you say, hey, 90% of 22-year-olds think we should legalize pot nationally, but only 3% of them vote.
Right.
I guess it doesn't really matter.
My point exactly.
It's also divided on party lines. 53% of Republicans show support for the legalization. 75% of Democrats and 71% of independents. So Republicans, and then therefore that's politicians, are not in support of legalization.
They'd be the frumpy guys I was just talking about.
Right.
Your dad, the politician.
Complaints about exploiting toilets have prompted a recall.
Exploiting?
Exploding
okay.
toilets. Don't exploit my toilet. No, exploding
It's the very least I do.
toilets. There's a recall by the Consumer Product Safety Commission. It's the FlushMate 2 501B pressure assisted flushing system that can burst its seams.
Now, I have that, except my flush mate is an actual person. And I tell him, come on, mate, flush that. And he's ready to blow up, too. Angry man.
If you ever go to like a historic site, sometimes they'll show you toilets. They'll show you.
Oh, yeah.
They'll show you like, and this was I forget what's the fancy name they have for the toilet room, but like the washroom essentially. And it's just it's like a big long plank and then just a hole for everyone to sit in next to each other.
In Pompeii, next to each other. It's a U shape, I guess, with hard corners. And there was, I think, 24 seats, if you will. You'd be elbow to elbow with the other guys.
Yeah.
So
and
weird.
you'd be chatting about, I can only assume that it was in a certain later date that we all got ashamed or whatever. Because I got to tell you, and not to be like gross or anything, but everything I do in the bathroom was full on gross.
Yeah, right.
And I don't want to do it in front of the Roman senators.
But it would be your flush mate.
Right, except
essentially.
none of those flushed. They just sat there and looked at you.
Well, if you have one of these, they are saying it can cause some significant property damage. They're looking at exploding systems that will take out your entire bathroom. So if you've got the FlushMate, the actual product, you want to make sure to remove it and return it.
And most people would have to go home and look, right? I mean, I don't know that I have that or not have that, right?
Right.
No, but if I said, oh, the fancy Japanese toilet,
I know exactly.
whoozy what's it's, then
Well, if I won $1,000, I could go buy a new one. Except, no, I couldn't. Money.
You can spend that money on a toilet, I guess, if you want, or anything you want.
Yeah.
Just text the word money right now to 200-200 for your chance to win.
there's a new bridge that has just opened. It's a bridge that costs $20 billion.
Does it go anywhere?
It does.
Okay. Because
This
lately
is-
we've been doing those bridges to nowhere.
Does it bridge the gap between people who don't understand each other?
Sort of.
All right, see, I'm thinking.
Is it a bridge over troubled water?
Is
Sort
it
of.
Todd Bridges?
No.
Is it Nash Bridges?
No.
Jeff Bridges?
No.
Dangerously close to being out of bridges.
It is the longest sea crossing bridge ever built.
Oh, that one.
This is a $20 billion bridge that connects Hong Kong and Macau to the Chinese mainland city of Zhuhai.
Okay, full on, no way. I've never been to either place, but I want to go real bad and have done mine. Looking up to get in and out of Macau on a car because it's got to be, unless you're a gazillionaire, they like do such big business there. It's like it looks like one of the seven wonders of the modern world. Macau, it's crazy, and Hong Kong, possibly one of the coolest places on earth. Nobody can afford to live in any of these places. That's why I need a bridge to get the hell out.
Well, I mean, right now, if you want to go to Macau, you take a ferry or you fly. And now this is a bridge that will connect them. This is a 34-mile bridge. It was supposed to open a couple years ago, but shocker, wasn't finished yet. And this will now connect over the sea, making it the longest sea crossing bridge.
Is anybody, again, rhetorical, I don't expect any of us to know, but when I see pictures, and I've never driven on it, I really would like to, the bridge through the Florida that connects Florida and the Florida Keys.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
Crazy.
is that a sea bridge?
That one I don't believe is 34 miles long.
I think it's longer than that, but it's sections. So no section
Right.
is longer
This is
than that.
one
Right.
to start to finish, 34 miles. That's got to be the breaking records.
There are a lot of people, interestingly enough, and we've probably talked to a couple of them, that will never cross it.
That's true.
It's an actual real phobia.
Yeah.
Bridges, no matter how big, no matter how wide, they cannot cross bridges.
This will cut the journey times between the cities from 3 hours to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So you could, Danny, go to Hong Kong, which is an easy flight from Seattle. It's a direct
I
flight.
think it's next year on my little agenda.
I think you would love it. It's a pretty fantastic city. But then you could go to Macau, which is the Las Vegas of Asia.
It's going to be bitching. Now, I have a big fear. I don't want to offend anybody, but I also don't want my wife to die. So we're in Hong Kong, right? And she's allergic to shrimp.
Yeah.
There's shrimp in every single thing. There's shrimp in people.
Right.
So you could do a business card thing, maybe that says, I am allergic to shrimp. But I'm thinking a T-shirt.
Just wear it
But
everywhere
does it
so
sound
everybody
rude,
knows.
though, walking around in a T-shirt that says allergic to shrimp?
Yes.
Especially while standing next to me. You'd think it's some kind of joke.
I think you'd still have to point to it at the restaurant. So why not just hand them the card?
And then she'd be showing her her boobs the whole time, pointing at her shirt.
Yeah.
I would give her more stuff if she showed me those boobs. We were just talking about them last night. Remember when I said she could smuggle like 3 pounds of heroin and a Volkswagen?
That's right.
Folks?
And also making news. A woman in England has a new winter weather fashion accessory that has now gone viral due to its unusual appearance. It's a nose warmer, kind of like earmuffs for the nose. Imagine Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. If you, Paul, say you wanted to dress up your kid, Jelly Bean, as Rudolph.
Yeah.
You'd have, this is more what I'm describing.
Oh, okay.
Has an elastic band that goes behind your head.
Yes, but this isn't elastic. It is wool, and it ties around your head and keeps your nose nice and warm in the cold weather.
I don't like a cold nose, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And my nose runs, and, you know, where I wipe my nose is my business. But when it's horrible out and you've got leather gloves on, that's it. You're doing it all over your hands, and everybody's going to see it, and then it's going to freeze there, and you're the gross pig. So now I'm the gross pig and the Rudolph nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Well, this product has gone viral. A lot of people talking about the nose warmer company. And you can get one of these. It's available worldwide for about $10.
That's cool. I have a nose warmer, but it's hard to walk while wearing it.
I didn't get it.
It
Wasn't a joke.
Oh.
Just pulling up your sweater and you can't see anything.
Oh, yeah.
Not everything's a joke. Believe me, when I talk, not everything's a joke.
No, I meant I just didn't understand it, whether it was funny or not.
Nope. Pulling stuff down.
Yeah.
A man from Washington State is at the Morgan County Jail after an alleged string of bizarre behavior across the country that led him to North Alabama. Police have charged 35-year-old Sherwin Shayagan with harassment for inappropriate contact at the Falkville High School after what he did to a student during a pep rally. Now, this man has done this, as I said, in the past.
I went to college there. Falk, you? So did you get that one, Paul? Cool. All right.
Anyway, the man is going up to the pep rallies and jumping on people's backs and demanding piggyback rides. He has gone to athletic events. Again, this is at the high school. He tries to integrate himself. He tries to blend in. And sometimes he dresses up in a uniform. Sometimes he goes up and massages the players, tries to act like he's a student, and then climb on people's backs. Now
that's not good. It's not even safe.
Yeah.
They are not sure what's up with the piggyback rider.
He's a weirdo. That's what's up with him.
He's
He's a weirdo.
They were able to trace him through a Seattle area cell phone, but he is presently living in Alabama, but is now in custody because you can't massage high school athletes or demand piggyback rides.
No, you can't do any of that stuff. I will tell you this. A guy jumped on me one time demanding a ride, or at least that's what he said he was doing. And it happened to be in front of TV cameras. The guy's name was Johnny Fairplay. And if you haven't ever seen that tape, you should Google Johnny Fairplay and Danny Bonaduce, because it does not go well for that young man.
No,
He jumps
spoiler
on my
alert.
back and he was demanding all sorts of weird stuff. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know he was that light when I tossed him either.
Police are searching for a second suspect in a robbery that happened at a house of prayer in Jamaica, Vermont. Timothy Slade and a partner broke into this house of prayer, stole money from the donation box, and fled. Well, what he didn't realize was that security cameras were rolling, and they were able to figure out who he was.
Ooh.
I don't know if you know this, but Jamaica, Vermont is not that busy, not that popular of a place to live.
The cops went, oh, Steve.
Yep. Who breaks into a house of prayer and steals stuff?
I know the video recording is watching, but also God is watching. Come on.
You know, I'm not the most religious person, but even I would think that somebody is watching me. And
You
Right.
wouldn't steal from a church?
But no, I
Oh.
mean, I'm a Christian and a Catholic, but I wouldn't steal from a mosque. I wouldn't.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
somebody's got to be right. One of all these
Yes.
religions out there definitely has the right God. And when I run into it, I certainly don't know if it. I can certainly assume it's mine, but I'm not stealing from the mosque or the temple or the shrine or whatever you got.
if I give you a date,
Yeah, all right.
Danny, I'm willing to bet you would know what this date is signifying.
All right.
April 12th, 1912.
1912. Nope, don't know.
Paul, guesses?
No, I don't know.
Sworn
I
y'all
don't
would
have
know.
Well, I might know, and you put me on the spot.
That is the date of the Titanic.
Yeah, I did know that, but not under the pressure. Yes,
it.
that's
When
true.
it launched or when it crashed?
When it launched from Blackville, Ireland, and the White Star Line.
I thought it was Southampton,
You
but
might be right about that. And then they went on the White Star Line, and then
Blue
the
Star
skipper
Line.
was told
Close.
that you have to break speed records, so hit the gas. He said no. They said yes. He hit a rock.
Yeah, hit the gas, not hit the
No,
iceberg.
okay. Then Leonardo DiCaprio died. Oh, spoiler alert.
well, the Blue Star Line is back in action. The Titanic II is set to make its 2-week maiden voyage. They have just finished construction, and this will be the same cabin layouts. It'll look exactly the same, but they are not going to take the same exact route.
Yeah.
Good, because that one goes straight for a while until it goes down.
Right.
Let's not.
Will circumnavigate the globe, inspiring and enchanting people while attracting unrivaled attention, intrigue, mystery in every port she visits.
That actually, it sounds bitchin', but when it says circumnavigate the globe, does that mean in little short trips everywhere? Can you buy a circumnavigating cabin?
No, what they're going to do is move it around. So
Right, okay.
it'll go to, say, San Diego and do a couple of
What do you have
trips
to
down
do to
there.
get on the maiden voyage, and where's it go?
Well, the maiden voyage will be in 2022, so they have not started selling tickets yet. It's a little too far in the future.
And money says it's got to go from the same place it launched in Ireland. I think that's where it was, of course, and going to New York, right? So it's got to do that same thing.
It's going to sail from Dubai to Southampton, England, and then to New York to retrace the route because it's not being made in England. So it has to, its maiden voyage has to be.
Yeah, but it's not made
where
in
it's built.
Dubai. You can't make a big boat in Dubai.
China.
Dubai, China?
The replica is being built in China rather than the original shipyard in Belfast, Northern Ireland. But they are at some point going to go over closer to the actual route.
Whatever it is, I'd be happy to ride it.
Would you?
That
Really?
one, that one shouldn't have sunk. That was such a freak. That's the lottery of weirdness.
Right.
For that boat to have sunk.
I don't know if it feels like there'd be some bad mojo going on that same line on the same exact named boat. It looks exactly the same.
Except here's the difference from Leonardo DiCaprio. Never let go, Rose. To Danny Bonaduce. We're gonna need a helicopter. Hey, we're all good.
It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida Story of the Day.
Yay!
This week, Sanford Police in Florida received a call that sounded even pretty ridiculous by Florida standards. The resident called 911 and said, "There's a monkey on my mailbox eating my mail."
What?
Well, police said, "We'll call animal control," even though that's who you should have called in the first place.
Right.
Animal control arrives at the scene, and guess what was sitting on the mailbox eating the mail?
Monkey.
A monkey. The monkey was later...
An ugly kid, and now nobody will talk to the guy that called.
The monkey was later identified as Zeke. They were able to capture him and take him into custody. They said, "Dude, this is a federal offense. You know, you shouldn't be eating the
You
mail."
can't charge the monkey.
You most certainly can.
They could figure out Zeke is somebody's pet who had escaped, and they are waiting for his owner to come and get him. Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Everybody's got something to hide except me and my monkey.
So before the monkey's owner shows up, how they know its name is Zeke? Does he have ID on him?
You know, chipped.
He's chipped?
Yep.
Like Danny wants to be
Like
chipped?
Danny wants to be.
Right, good.
Most pets these days are chipped.
Yeah,
or
that's true.
microchipped, just like Danny wants to
I'm
be.
not microchipped yet. I want to be.
Wants to
Did you
be.
guys get the news story I sent you?
Yeah,
about
you gotta
all
go to
sorts of
Sweden
Swedes
now.
are getting chipped left and
Yeah.
right.
Would you go to Sweden
I'd go
to be
wherever it
chipped?
took, man. I think it's very important to be chipped.
It's only $180 to get that procedure done in
Well,
Sweden.
they know exactly where I am. That's what I want. I want to
They
go.
do.
I want to go to Mexico and make a bunch of mistakes.
Yeah.
I want to buy pharmaceuticals, and I want to pay in hundreds, and I want to count them out in front of everybody. And then when I go to put my wallet back, I want to see, oh, he still has $9,000 in his wallet. And then I get drunk, and I want to get loud, and then I want to get kidnapped. And then I want you guys to find me because I'm chipped.
These aren't.
Find your body.
They've outside these guys out of it in several different languages.
They're not that quite high tech yet. These ones that they're doing in Sweden are used for key unlocks, sort of like here.
Yeah.
So here at our radio station, you need a key card to get in. This would open it in place of your key card. It would have some bank information. If you got kidnapped and they found your body, it would tell them who you were.
Sounds like I can figure that I am welcome in this building for about 2 more years tops. So that I don't want an extra chip that doesn't do anything.
The cool thing about the one in Sweden, too, is it can be used for public transportation.
Yeah.
So you could swipe it in
So
place of your
you
Orca
get
card.
on that bus, swipe it, and it'll take you places.
That's right.
Yeah, I dig it.
We are going to be right back with some entertainment news. A famous actor's kid changing his last name. We'll tell you why. In sports, the Seahawks made a big pickup. We'll tell you who will be joining the team for Sunday's game. And in music news, a KZOK artist just announced a tour with a date here in Seattle. All next. Starting with some music news, we got word about a new tour, which is going to be pretty spectacular. Mark Knopfler, he announced a headlining North American tour for summer of next year. The Dire Straits frontman will have a 28-date trek that starts on August 16th in Connecticut, wraps up in September with a stop here, 2 dates at Chateau Saint Michel.
Neat.
So Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits, September 14th and 15th. Next year.
Is he a sir?
I don't know.
Who
I don't
did
think so.
Hands Across America or whatever the big charity was? The first big
Are you
music
thinking
charity.
of Bob Geldof?
Yes, I am. That's yes, I am. And now he's a sir.
He's a sir.
He should be given his sirness for just having the best named band ever. The Boomtown Rats. What a great name for a rock band.
Dire Straits is a pretty great name.
Not a bad one either.
Mark Knopfler did receive the OBE, the Order of the British Empire. So I think that's just a level or 2 levels down.
So
level
he's below a knight.
Right, yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
Exactly.
If that's what you got to do to get the title. You got to get below a knight.
I mean, that's nothing. I mean, I'm sure
it's not nothing.
if you get a call from the Queen, you would like to be a sir.
Yeah, but you take this thing unless you're... Well, John Lennon took his. He just mailed it back one day in protest.
A park in Tom Petty's hometown of Gainesville, Florida, was renamed in his honor on what would have been his 68th birthday. This was the Northeast Park, which was a regular destination for Tom Petty before and after he found fame. There was a dedication ceremony, part of a series of events across the city, and there were hundreds of attendees, including family and friends. His younger brother, Bruce, said, "My brother and I grew up in this park. This was a sanctuary. It was a place for us to escape and be kids and just have fun. The fact that we are doing this today in the park that we played in makes it even more special."
Ah, that's cool. You know, when he found fame, do you know where that was? Because I've been looking. And I wouldn't mind finding that one. Where do you keep that?
Gainesville, Florida.
Hey, that's the hotbed that I would have thought right there.
Don't really
You know
think
what they
Tom
had at
Petty-
Macy's? No joke. I told you this wasn't your mom's Macy's, and it was just they had the weirdest clothes.
What'd they have?
They had a coat that looked like something, and it said a little thing on this about Tom Petty and where he may or may not have actually worn it, and it was called the petticoat.
That's
I did
funny.
not buy it.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, he has a really cool set of skills.
Liam Neeson, a legendary actor, and his wife was the late Natasha Richardson.
Yeah, weird
Also-
death there.
A terrible, terrible, tragic death where she was skiing, fell and hit her head, no big deal, thought it was fine until they realized she had bleeding in the brain and she
was
died.
in sight of the lodge. It was she was like kind of almost cross country. She had skied down the mountain normal. So I'm just when I say cross country, she's using it as transportation now to get back to the lodge. Swoops, bang on the head, gets right up and goes, checks in.
Yep.
Couldn't be more normal. Goes up to her room and just dies in bed. Outlandish.
Blunt force trauma. She was dead at the age of 45. This happened about 10 years ago, but Natasha Richardson and Liam Neeson had a son named Michael, and he is now 23, said losing his mom at such a young age was really, really difficult for him, as you can understand. Well, now at the age of 23, Michael Neeson is changing his name to Michael Richardson to honor his mom.
That's sweet and nice. What about his dad?
Well, Liam Neeson and Natasha Richardson were happily married, so I don't think there's any offense taken.
But so what? If my daughter and I were on decent terms and she said, you know what, I'm going to change my name to Isabella Hilmer to not have your last name or to honor her last name, I'd say, well, what about Isabella Bonaduce Hilmer with a hyphen or something like that? I wouldn't just take it. I wouldn't take it well. I wouldn't think it was sweet.
Well, Liam Neeson reportedly does think it's a nice, deeply personal gesture for his son to do. He knows his son was only 13 when and mom died, and this was really tough for him. I'm with you, Danny. I think it's something that I might feel offended.
Thank you.
But I also get that it's from a point of
get
respect.
it. I just don't understand why the middle name is like when people get married and do that. They do it all the time. So yeah, I would be offended. But now here's why I get shallow. But that's because I'm a shallow human being. Wait till he's about 3 months. Had about 3 months of not going. Oh, Liam Neeson, is your dad Liam? That's awesome. Here's 9 free things. Wait till nobody does that for a little while. See how fast that kid snaps back.
This just into the newsroom. Danny, your daughter is changing her name this weekend.
No, she's not.
Oh, you told me she was.
Absolutely not. No,
Oh.
just being difficult. Yes, she is. I guess she is.
She's getting married this weekend.
You know what she told me in an argument recently over the internet about this wedding? She was having a wedding breakdown, so I won't forgive her. It was nasty, but I'll go on with my life a little bit.
There's extra stress.
She said, I said a little more than awe.
Yeah, I bet.
But she is getting married this weekend, and the plan is to take her husband's name, not
I don't
your,
even know that he has a
your
last
wife's name.
Super tall guy. Is his last name.
They don't give guys that tall last names.
What's he going to do with a last name? He's 6'8". He has everything.
And Amy Schumer made a big announcement yesterday on Instagram.
She's really not going to be in any of the Super Bowl ads.
Nope, she's pregnant.
Oh, really?
She is pregnant, Amy
By
Schumer.
Who?
You?
I said by who?
Oh, her husband.
Oh, well, that's logical.
I forgot she got married.
Amy Schumer expecting her first child with her husband, Chris Fisher. They made the announcement on Instagram, and they have been married for 8 months, and she is 37. He is 38.
Oh, I hope it's going great.
Congratulations, Amy Schumer.
Yeah. Hey, remember when she walked on the stage here and said, hey, great, it's nice to be here at the Keystone Arena. I'm sorry.
You'll never forgive her?
Oh, I may forgive her, but she didn't ask. She didn't say sorry.
Yeah.
And a guy named Scott Hildebrand has a pretty spectacular story that people are just now learning about. It happened on Sunday. This guy, Scott Hildebrand, was in Australia and he was hitchhiking. Well, he was hitchhiking, trying to head to the beach, and the person who picked him up decided to film the experience on their phone. So they see the dude hitchhiking.
It's weird already.
Yeah.
They pull over.
But, I mean, you can say whatever you want, but what you're really doing is make sure if this guy murders you,
There's some sort of evidence.
There's some sort of evidence on your phone.
Well, it was Chris Hemsworth.
Oh.
Hitchhiking?
No, who picked him up and filmed. The guy who was hitchhiking, his name's Scott Hildebrand. He's hitchhiking. Chris Hemsworth spots this dude hitchhiking and says to his buddy, let's pick him up. So they asked him, where are you going? And he says, I want to go to the beach. I want to go to Byron Bay and go surfing. And he said, we're going to Byron. Hop on in. So he's talking to his phone, Chris Hemsworth, filming this whole thing. Little does he know, we're going to get to the chopper. So they take this dude and said, all right, we're all going to the beach. They drive the car to a launch pad, get on a helicopter, and all go to the beach together to go surfing.
How far away was the beach?
Yeah, he was just hitchhiking there. How far away is it?
It was hours. It was an hours away drive, and he had just started the trek to get to the beach. Little did he know he was getting picked up by Chris Hemsworth.
That's lovely.
It's
and I
just
said, good message for the kids. Pick up hitchhikers. They might be famous.
definitely.
I guess it's still considered somewhat safe in Australia because not so much here.
Australians, if they have like a bad side, they drink some, not all by leaps and bounds, but there's a demographic that certainly drinks. But Australian guys, something we would never do here because there's so many lawyers involved with stuff, and maybe we're just more civilized. You can get in a fight with a drunk Australian like that.
Yeah.
Blows get thrown really quickly in Australia at certain kinds of bars, which I admire, but they're big and healthy, and you have to run away.
Well, in this case, no fighting, just new friendship being made with this rando dude, Scott, hanging out with Thor At the beach surfing.
I would so make friends with Thor.
Yeah.
I'd love me some Thor.
Right, you'd ride in his
I
helicopter?
absolutely would.
Netflix has renewed their show Disenchantment for 20 more episodes, in addition to the 10 episodes still remaining in Season 1 that have not premiered yet. The rest of Season 1 will premiere in 2019, and then 20 new episodes to follow. This is the same creator as The Simpsons, Matt Groening, and he said, "We are excited to continue this epic journey on Netflix. Stay tuned for more cranked-up suspense, infuriating plot twists, and beloved characters getting knocked off."
All right.
And is it a Simpsons style? Is it an
Yeah.
animated show?
It's more like, what was this one that took place in space with Katie Sagal, with the lady who had one eye? Futurama.
Yeah, Futurama,
Futurama,
great
Yeah,
show.
it's more. It looks more similar to that, I would say.
Cool.
Patty McGinnis and Andrew Flintoff have been announced as the new presenters of Top Gear. The pair will take over from Matt LeBlanc, who will be stepping down from his duties at the end of the series.
Ew.
This is a comedian and former England cricket captain who will join existing presenter and former race car driver Chris Harris for the new lineup.
Okay.
27th season.
It just can't hold a candle to the Grand Tour.
Yeah.
Which is the old Top Gear I think that got bought by Netflix for $300 million. These crazy Englishmen that like to drive around and stuff, and now their show just got bought for $300 million.
Yeah.
And it's worth it. It's a great show.
And I don't want to have a spoiler alert for Derek. Derek, were you watching the WWE's Monday Night Raw last night?
I did not, but I heard the news.
Okay, I don't want to spoil things for him. He's
All
a
right.
big wrestling fan. It was live. WWE Monday Night Raw was live from Providence, Rhode Island, when a professional wrestler broke character and announced he is stepping down because he has leukemia.
Oh, wow.
What is his stage name, Derek?
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. He says, "My real name is Joe. I've been living with leukemia for 11 years. Unfortunately, it's back. And because the leukemia is back, I cannot fulfill my role. I cannot be that fighting champion." And then he thanked the WWE.
Full on gonna cry.
Yeah.
That's totally sad.
It's hard.
I thought that he had that leukemia was like a villain. I'm gonna fight leukemia. You know him, but no, it's actual leukemia. My goodness gracious. So yeah, that's tragic. I'm sorry for that
Yeah.
guy and his family.
Taking a leave of absence. Well wishes to Roman Reigns. Let's take a look at sports.
Sports. Wait,
Sports.
wrestling wasn't sports?
No, man, that was the medical part of the show. The guy's got leukemia. For
I
God's
can't
sakes.
win with you people.
What do you mean,
What
you
do you mean,
people?
If I put the WWE story in sports, then Paul says, "That's it, sports." I don't know why
Yeah,
you
that's
sound
what I
like
was
You're
that.
saying that.
It's like, just
It
like
sounded
that's
just
in
like that.
sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. The Seahawks picked up an additional linebacker yesterday, claiming undrafted rookie Emmanuel Ellerbe off of waivers from the Chargers. He's 21, played for Rice in college, has
Well,
been
that's cheap.
Yeah, they can't accept money in
What
college.
happened to nickels and dimes like other college students?
He has appeared in 3 games this season for the Chargers, and he is headed to the Seahawks. He'll be filling the void left by TJ Green, who has left the team. Green's decision, according to Pete Carroll, I can't tell you, other than he was ready to stop playing football.
There's a lot of guys doing that.
Yep, sad but true. Now we have a game on Sunday, 10 a.m. versus Detroit, coming off our bye week. KJ Wright and Ed Dixon are back at practice, so that's more good news.
Yeah.
I've got to move my guitar lessons, man. Don't say I'm going to get a lesson until next year. We always were going with 11:30 on Sundays, and then what happened? Oh man, the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Yeah.
I should call Pete. Say, listen, man, I'm really trying to learn to play "Love Me Do" by the Beatles. Could you move the game?
Well, last night, Monday Night Football, the Atlanta Falcons beat the New York Football Giants by a score of 23-20. Falcons having a bit of a tough season so far, as are the Oakland Raiders. Not exactly sure what's going on in Oakland. They signed John Gruden to a record contract.
Right.
I don't remember the exact sum, over $100 million to be their
Aside
coach.
from our coach, he's the only one I've heard of. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah,
I
sure.
guess
Oh,
Andy
yeah.
Reid, I've heard of, but you know
Big
what I mean?
name.
I know
Right.
his vibe. I know what he's up to. I know his commercials. I've seen him on talk. Like, I like this guy. What happened?
Well, first they got rid of Khalil Mack, and now they are getting rid of Amari Cooper. They have traded Amari Cooper from Oakland to the Cowboys for a first-round draft pick next season. So it's almost like they're conceding that things aren't going well for them this season.
Right.
And they're not, because the Oakland Raiders also placed Marshawn Lynch on the IR with a groin injury. Having a tough season. Well, if you remember the name Ray Caruth, he was a football player. He was a very good football player, first-round draft pick for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
He then took out a hit on his pregnant girlfriend.
Right. I remember this guy.
Wound up in jail. Well, he is now out. He got out of jail yesterday after orchestrating this plot to kill his pregnant girlfriend. Well, he is out of jail, and the NFL says do not attempt to get his jersey. He is on a blacklist, joining Aaron Hernandez and O.J. Simpson.
Just now or the entire time he was in jail?
I think it's because it's news again.
So they're reminding people, hey,
Yeah.
you can't get it. Because I guess you could do custom-made jerseys and
Yes.
put whatever name you want to put on it.
Sure can. It's really weird, up until recently anyway, that O.J. Simpson is on that list. No matter how much he should be on that list,
Yeah.
how much you want him on that list, until modern times, that guy wasn't convicted of anything.
Right.
That's how weird is that guy walked around. At least now you go, okay, jailbird, you deserved it.
Well, they have a policy of banning controversial names on licensed merchandise. So no Ray Caruth, no Aaron Hernandez, no O.J.
Did
Simpson.
did the wife die?
The wife did die.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Here's why.
That baby did survive, but with some
With cerebral palsy. as I
serious
understand it.
cerebral palsy.
Shot the mom, shot the mother,
Yeah.
and the cops or EMTs, whoever got there in time to deliver that baby.
Right.
What a terrible, terrible story. Although
story.
God bless on the baby. But yeah, don't buy that man's jersey.
Exactly. The World Series gets underway tonight. Game 1 between the LA Dodgers and the Boston Red Sox from Fenway Park with a 5:09 start time. Go Sox. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
That is, in fact, 1-800-DUI. And I'm telling you, you get pulled over and you've got a .08 or above. And that kind of nothing in somewhere. That's very few drinks, in my opinion. You can get higher than that. If you get a drunk driving ticket, don't tough this out. You're going to go to jail. For sure, you're going to lose your license. It's a big deal. You need the lawyers at 1-800-DUI-AWAY. They'll meet you in Seattle, Everett, or Tacoma. So if the unfortunate happens to you and you do get a DUI, don't delay. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Today's October 23rd. I feel like we've been doing this for a long time. Paula, are we still giving people $1,000?
We are. In fact, we're giving you 13 chances a day to win that $1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Money for nothing on KZOK. Here's how it works. You listen for the new keyword. When you hear it, you text that word to 200-200, and then you've got a chance to win. Less than 20 minutes at 7:10 this morning, your next chance at $1,000.
Actually has to be. It's just that at 7:20 we're playing a game called Faster Than a Speeding Wagon. So you think about that, well, almost everything. Like, not a snail. Snail's going to be the answer. It should be easy. We'll find out at 7:20 when you play Faster Than a Speeding Wagon because you're playing for tickets to see REO Speedwagon.
Nebraska raised some eyebrows when they changed their campaign slogan for tourism. You know, most states have a slogan. They have something that is supposed to convey why you would want to visit there.
Come to Wisconsin and smell our derriere.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Great one.
You know, that one is pretty clever, pretty funny. And their other one is You're Among Friends and America's Dairyland. That's Wisconsin's. But Nebraska's used to be Nebraska Nice, the Good Life. But now they're changing it. Nebraska's got a new slogan. Honestly, it's not for everyone.
What do you figure the goal of that slogan is? I mean, other things were to get you to come there.
Yeah.
It's a tourism campaign. It's absolutely to get people to visit.
That particular sentence, it's not for everyone. Do you think what do you think they thought this would be funny? What do you think?
I think it's just trying to showcase that there's stuff there. It's just not that exciting. So if you're looking for something super spectacular, exciting, probably not going to find it here, but there's some fun stuff.
I think it's kind of reverse psychology.
That's what I think.
Like, create a little mystery and intrigue.
Yes, exactly. Because what does everybody want? The thing somebody else has, the thing they don't have. I wrote a paper one time for I don't know what, because I never went to college, but I wrote a paper about how if you want to be successful, put a velvet rope up in front of your business
Oh,
and
yeah.
tell people they can't come in.
Right.
Do you guys know what Washington's state slogan is?
I know what it was, but I think a few years ago they changed it. We used to say, it used to be say wah,
Yes.
which was weird.
Super weird.
They
Yeah.
did change that. Experience Washington, the evergreen state.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got something better in mind? Because say wah doesn't work and experience Washington.
Well, there are certain things that you have to like about Washington that we do better than other people. And that's a lot of things. You know, I had to pick when I thought of this. But there are certain things I like about Washington a lot. So I would say, Washington, how do you like them apples?
Oh, yeah. That's a great one.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
I like that.
Thanks.
Would be great on bumper stickers,
On
T-shirts.
pies.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you like them apples? Very cool.
All right. Well, if Washington did need a new
good.
slogan, Danny just found it. But
Boom.
can you top that? Or if you're listening from a different state, what would your state's slogan be? Call us right now, 800-252-1025. If Washington got a new slogan, what would it be, or what would your state's slogan be? You can also text in 90627.
Okie dokie. So here's the deal. Nebraska's got a tourism campaign that says you don't really come here or something like that. If Washington got a new slogan, what would it be? Or wherever you're calling from, wherever you listen, wherever you were raised, what would that state slogan be? 1-800-252-1025 or text 90627.
Danny's example was Washington. How you like them apples?
That's awesome.
I like
Thanks.
it. Mike and Sultan, good morning.
Hey, Mike.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Stinky Sexy Abaducci.
What you got, buddy?
Before I get to Washington, I have one for Nebraska, too. Experience Nebraska. There's nothing here.
I like it.
All right, all right, I got one. You ready? Experience Nebraska. I spent a week there one night.
So what do you think for Washington, Mike?
It should be Experience Washington. Will tax you till you're poor.
I don't know how much business that's going to bring to us, but I think there's some accuracies in that.
Well, if we want people to stay away, which most of the time we do, maybe
Yeah.
that'd be a good one.
Several people on the text line at 90627 bringing up taxes and coming up with slogans to keep people out, like Washington, it's wet here. Washington, it really does rain all the time. And Washington, go home, we're full.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
I've actually heard the go home we're full one before.
Yeah. Let's talk to Aaron in Gig Harbor. If Washington got a new slogan, what would it be?
Washington State. Pot was legal here first.
That's a good one,
Yeah.
actually. That's pretty smart.
Isn't it slightly inaccurate, though?
I think we were at the same time as Colorado.
I
Well, we're
think they beat us, clearly.
Yeah.
By a
It's
while.
the same year. 2012 was when
Okay.
it became legal.
Okay.
But
I don't know that
think
we have to be
Okay,
honest
yeah,
anyway.
we're
Why
high
not
as a
lie?
kite, man.
I
That's
think
a nice one.
it was legalized, but you were actually able to purchase it in Colorado before here, but both legalized in 2012.
I think highlighting the pot is a good idea. And if we directed it towards our neighbors to the north, we could say, hey, it's Washington. Remember, we've got weed here if you guys are still running out.
Oh, okay. That might be a
know,
little
get some
wordy.
Canadian
Long
sound?
slogan,
Yeah.
man. Try putting that on a business card. How about Washington State? We're always on the spot. We're always on the pot. All right.
I'm going with Washington. We've got crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice one. Yeah.
We do.
We're asking if
You
Washington
should really
got,
see a doctor about that, though.
if Washington got a new
You don't
slogan,
need a doctor.
what would it be? Or wherever you're calling from, your state slogan, what would it be? Let's talk with Rob in Louisville.
Hey, Rob.
Hey guys.
What's up?
Well, our as you know, I'm in Kentucky, and our slogan here is the bluegrass state. As long as I've lived here, I've not yet seen any bluegrass.
So, what are you going to change it to?
I think something to do with Kentucky Derby, like home of the ponies or something in that order.
Home of
Yeah.
the ponies.
Home of the ponies.
Yeah.
Without us, it would just be a derby.
Yeah.
Like that.
I like it.
All right, cool.
Kentucky, we've got a whole lot of whiskey.
How about, you ready for this? Washington. It's where we keep you all up.
If
Not
anybody knows what
Yakima?
Puyallup is
Yeah.
outside of
Well, it's
Washington.
where we keep it.
Let's see, 800-252-1025. If Washington got a new slogan, what would it be? I'd love to hear what you think. Let's talk to James in Bothell.
Good morning, all.
Morning, James.
Well, we've always experienced traffic. It would be the hurry up and wait state.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I like
Yes,
that.
unfortunately.
Andrew in Kent texted in, welcome to Washington. It's I-5, not the 5.
You know what, by the way, it took me 3 years to get used to that, and I'm still working on the 99.
Yeah.
Because I take the 99. Everybody says you don't take the 99.
To the White Center.
You just take 99.
Diana in Lake Stevens says, Washington, everybody's welcome.
Okay.
That's
Well,
kinda
they're
good.
not, though.
Yeah, they're
They're
not.
not. We
They're
don't want any
not.
more people from San Diego and SoCal.
This text as well. Washington, we don't tan here, we rust. That was pretty fun.
Although we have more tanning beds around here. Like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
more
we do.
desert sun tanning bed
Yeah,
businesses
seriously.
on every corner.
If Washington got a new slogan, what would it be? Paul, what's your answer?
Washington, you can't make beer without us.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, we
that's
make all the
right,
hops.
right.
Yeah.
I figured that.
That is true. We have more hops than anywhere else in the world.
I swear to God, that smell is the salmon.
I don't know if that one's going to take off, Danny. Ryan calling from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. If you got a new state slogan, what would it be?
Well, for living in Idaho, which will probably be the last state to ever legalize marijuana, we always say you come on vacation and you leave on probation.
I can tell you that happens in about 7 states, man.
Coeur d'Alene, a beautiful, beautiful area, but not a lot to do there other than drink
Get in trouble, yeah.
and get in trouble. Mark in Sumner, what would you say Washington's new slogan could be?
Washington will hop you up.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like
Yeah,
that.
all right.
These work.
A lot of ways to go with hop. That's a good one. Paul had one that
Yeah.
like hop on up, hop on in. Oh, Washington, hop on in.
Yeah.
Washington, hop a day from Guam, guys.
Perfect. That everybody's going to want to come here.
Tourism's going to skyrocket.
Skyrocket.
What about Raquel calling from University Place? If Washington got a new slogan, what would it be?
It would be Washington. If you don't like the weather, leave.
I like that. It's like kind of in your face.
I kind of like that. And by the way, a lot of this is kind of fake. We don't really have the worst weather in
Right.
the world.
Not at all.
I mean, go to Mexico Beach right now and discuss our weather
Yeah.
and see if anybody. Oh, so it drizzles a lot there, really? Where'd my home go?
Tori, if Washington got a new slogan, what do you think it should be?
Washington, it's the better state.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's definitely better than your
There we
state.
go.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, probably not. I don't even think I was about to repeat it, and I realized I couldn't. Home of the longest pro sports drought, but we won a Super Bowl once. We're Washington.
Yeah.
I can't really repeat it because I don't fully understand it.
Just the Mariners haven't.
It's been a
in the
while. No,
postseason
I
for
get
a
that.
long
Yeah,
time.
it's
Fully was the
historically
thing.
accurate.
Yep.
Thanks for the calls and texts. We will be forwarding them all to the state commissioner to see if he wants
Yeah.
to use or she wants to use any of these. It is now time to play Faster Than a Speeding Wagon.
Faster than a speeding wagon.
You can win a pair of tickets to see. We have a brand new game from the evil mind of Paul. Faster Than a Speeding Wagon is the name of this game.
Yeah.
Because we're giving you a chance to win tickets to REO Speedwagon. Get
Yeah,
it?
we are. Yeah.
January 18th.
Yeah, I get
I'm
it.
sorry,
Queen
guys.
Casino.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The evil mind of Paul came up with this game, and to win, you will have to correctly identify the speedy object from Danny's clue.
Not really Danny's clue. We say that.
All right,
I
but Danny's
read
reading evil
Paul's
Paul's
clue. I don't
Danny's
even know why we
version
do
of my
that.
clue.
All right. Are we ready?
Our contestant is Christina in Bellevue.
Christina, how the hell are you?
I'm wonderful, and yourself.
Well, thank you very much for asking. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand the rules of the game?
Yes, sir.
I think you're going to love this. Here we go. Much faster than a speeding wagon, this spy plane was developed by Lockheed in 1966, nicknamed the Blackbird. It still holds the record for the fastest jet-powered aircraft in existence with an official top speed of Mach 3.3. Now, I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who says that's pretty darn fast. Can you name this jet that is faster than a speeding wagon?
A jet plane.
Jet plane. Now, if the song would be like, I'm leaving on a jet plane, but it wasn't.
That is incorrect, Christina. I am sorry. Brian calling from Edgewood. Would you like Danny to read the clue again, or do you know the answer?
Good morning, sunshine.
Morning, sweetheart.
Yeah, can you read the clue again,
I
please?
can. Here we go. Much faster than a speeding wagon, this spy plane was developed by Lockheed in 1966, nicknamed the Blackbird. It still holds the record for the fastest jet-powered aircraft in existence, with an official top speed of Mach 3.3. I heard it from a friend who says that's pretty darn fast. Can you name this jet that is faster than a speeding wagon?
Oh, unfortunately, the clue doesn't help.
The clue does help.
Brian.
I
It
can't
does.
tell you how
Yeah.
much it helps.
You're just wrong about that.
Unfortunately, him not knowing the answer doesn't help.
I mean, all you had to do while you were on hold was Google fast jet, and you'd have been there. But
Let's hear from Chris in Seattle. Chris, do you know the answer?
Yes, I do. That would be the Lockheed SR-71.
Lockheed SR. Yep.
Yes,
Nice
sir.
job,
That
Chris.
is it, my friend.
Well done, Chris.
SR-71. Chris knew the answer and therefore is going to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to get his tickets to REO Speedwagon January 18th at the Emerald Queen Casino. This went so swimmingly, I think Evil Paul will come up with another version of this tomorrow at 7:20. But we will be back in just a few minutes with the big news of the day.
Truer words were never spoken is the big news of the day, and it's brought to you by Goldberg Jones. A divorce for men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE or go online to goldbergjones.com.
Washington, D.C. has the Museum of the Bible, and it just opened less than a year ago, and now it made a very embarrassing announcement.
Uh-oh.
Yesterday, they announced the culmination of a technical analysis by a team of scholars and concluded 5 of the museum's Dead Sea Scrolls are fake.
What kind of scrolls?
Dead Sea Scrolls.
Oh, Dead Sea Scrolls. Really? Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
This,
I mean, a lot of major religions, not just mine as a Catholic, not just the Jews. I believe Muslims care about that, not positive. But that's an amazing piece of historical find. The Dead Sea Scrolls.
Right.
Yeah.
And a couple of them are fake?
This is a $500 million museum that just had its grand opening ceremonies in November of last year. The scrolls are a collection of ancient Jewish religious texts first discovered in the mid-1940s in what is now Israel.
By a kid throwing rocks.
Well, they were given these Dead Sea Scrolls. We're like, this is amazing. This is so cool. Look at us. We're opening up this awesome museum. Oh, wait, these are fake.
Wow.
They sent the fragments to a research institute and used this microscopic testing and x-rays and all this different technology and said, yeah, these are not real.
So, okay, they know the bad thing. What's the other thing?
I'm not understanding.
But it's 15th century, so
Yeah.
it can't possibly be the Shroud of Turin. So did they tell you anything about where it's
No.
from, who forged it, why?
No, this isn't carbon dating either. This is Z-ray scanning with energy dispersive X-ray spectroscopy
Yeah, that. I have one of those.
and material analysis. So this is not something to say, oh, this is from 1940. This is taking a look far beyond any of our pay grades.
Right, but when they know what it's not, they usually by process of elimination know what it is, figure out what
Right.
it is.
I wonder what tipped them off, too, to send these to the lab. You know, they're
Well,
already in the museum.
These guys, they should learn their lesson. They had a big display. I went in and saw it. Turned out they had the Steve Gutenberg Bible. There's not a good thing there.
And the headless chicken monster has been spotted for the first time. It's been captured on film in the Antarctic Ocean for the first time ever.
The chicken's in the ocean.
The headless chicken monster, Danny. Headless chicken monster. Technically, it's a sea cucumber,
Oh.
but
What?
have you guys seen a picture of this yet?
No.
Oh,
You said this is the first picture ever taken of it. How'd I see it?
well, the video is everywhere right now. Tori can post it to KZOK.com to
Please
share
do.
with everybody because it is certainly a headless chicken monster. It's crazy
I
looking.
thought it was a sea cucumber
Well, they're calling it the headless chicken monster.
Okay.
You know why?
because it
No.
looks like a headless chicken monster.
Yes. It looks like a headless chicken that is floating in the ocean.
And is
All
it
right.
giants?
It's for giants?
Is it giants?
No, it is not giant.
Okay.
It's really creepy looking.
Is
Now,
it headless?
it looks like a chicken missing its head. I will punch all of you people.
I was wondering when she would get to that.
10 inches is what this deep sea creature can measure.
Horseman. See what you find.
They have never been able to capture video of this sea cucumber before until now.
Google my old girlfriend Cindy and see if you understand what that meant.
Are they saying it looks like the head of a chicken? Like once you cut the head off?
Chicken. The
Doesn't
headless
look like
chicken monster. I didn't name it.
Well, good, because it doesn't look anything like that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a headless chicken or
you are so
or a monster
wrong.
at all.
What do you mean we're wrong?
You're wrong.
I could see if you said this looks like the head
wait, it's moving.
that
Maybe
you
it's
cut
moving.
off a chicken.
It looks like a headless chicken monster.
All right.
Well, the headless...
I think everybody's best bet is to go, yeah.
Hey, check it
Looks
out for
just
yourself
like
at
it.
KZOK.com.
Paul, Danny, you guys go ahead and call it by its proper name then, the Anapisnasniastus eximinia.
Yeah,
Oh, so the headless chicken monster.
PETA have long spoken out about animal rights, asking you to consider not eating certain foods.
Yeah, don't go to the circus.
I swear to God, well, hang on. She didn't get there. She got to don't eat certain foods. And I
Yeah.
would say, under the right, I'd do that. You know what I mean? I do meatless Mondays because my wife's in love with Paul McCartney. But I might do that. But then they go insane and hassle animal crackers and things like
Right,
that.
yeah.
Then they would just become foolish.
Well, they've asked people not to wear fur coats. They have, championed some good campaigns. Not all of what PETA does is crazy pants. But this latest one is a bit unusual.
But that doesn't count with me, Sarah. Not everything they did was crazy. Well, Charles Manson was a good musician.
So not everything he did
so
was
not
crazy.
Everything he did.
Yeah.
No, that's enough, though.
Is PETA trying to save the headless chicken monster?
PETA
Is that what they're doing
says cow's milk is a symbol of white supremacy.
now? What?
I think it's a symbol of white fluid.
In a statement, PETA has linked the dairy industry's treatment of cows to the concept of white supremacy. Quote, aside from lactose-tolerant white supremacists, cow's milk is really the perfect drink of choice for all, even unwitting supremacists, since the dairy industry inflicts extreme violence on other living beings. End quote. PETA is trying to wake the people up, the implications of choosing this white beverage, and suggest they choose something else pronto.
What if I drink chocolate milk? Is that okay?
They have not addressed what happens if you drink chocolate milk or, in
Right.
Tori's case, strawberry milk.
Yeah, you.
Oh, no. What my wife discovered strawberry milk. She's all with Tori on
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, you are supporting white supremacists. If
I
you-
swear to God, every time they open their mouths, I want to go kill a chicken. Just, wear feather hat.
I was just going to say, I have chickens. Come on over, but I don't want you killing my chickens.
Do your chickens not die anyway?
Eventually,
Well,
yeah.
then I'll come over to your house and kill a chicken.
All right.
way olden days, if you won, say, $5,000,
Yeah.
they then showed you different rooms. Like, here's a living room, and you actually had to spend the money.
Oh.
And you'd say, I'll have the couch.
Like the Price is Right, like
And
the showcase.
and
round.
let's make a deal.
Yeah,
But you had to then spend all your money right there on the spot.
that's weird.
It is weird, which is why they changed it to cash. And after more than 30 years on the air, Wheel of Fortune is raising the stakes for its next grand prize, Home Sweet Home giveaway. They are giving people a chance to win a home in Margaritaville.
Really?
Really. This is pretty awesome.
I didn't know there was an official incorporated Margaritaville. I know there were the hamburger joints and things
Yeah.
like that.
It is, there's several. It's these new retirement communities made by Jimmy Buffett. It's called Latitude Margaritaville, and they've got retirement communities in Florida and Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Hey, those of us in our late 50s are now totally paying attention to this story.
It sounds awesome.
I got to go somewhere. What does it matter? Like, at first you would think, well, I'm way too young and cool and buffed and handsome. Just I want to get that out
That's
there.
what I would.
To
I think
go-
that all the time about you.
My dad goes to an old folks home, which is weird because he's dead. But I'd go to Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's crazy drunk old ladies there too.
55 and older. If for
Yeah.
any reason you do want to take part in this and you're not 55 or older, then you just get a whole boatload of cash. But this is the first time they've ever given away a house. So you could win a house in Margaritaville. I need to go on Wheel of Fortune.
Specifically, a specific Margaritaville. You said there's a bunch. Can I pick?
I'd have to check the rules and regulations, Danny, but there are several. And the point is that one person will win a house on Wheel of Fortune.
I'll tell you, no kidding around. Is my goal to retire in 3 to 5 years. I'll go to Margaritaville if I
That'd
can
be
afford
awesome.
it. Is it expensive?
Man, if I'm seeing this correctly, they've got them in Florida, South Carolina, the Caribbean, and the Great Smoky Mountains.
Yeah, this is a great idea.
All great
idea.
places.
Gives us something to look
What
forward
do I do
to.
about the wife?
She's allowed to come with you.
She is?
Oh, yeah. They don't ban spouses, but the person.
Actually, they did. We went to go to an old folks home that said
55
certain
and
kind
up.
of class. Oh, yeah. And they said Amy could not go. She'd make the other women feel bad by being all
Pretty sure
young
that's
and not going to die. It's an old folks home. It says in your thing 55
It's
and up.
55 and older, but as considering my mother-in-law lives in one, I know the rules. You can have somebody living with you, but if the house is in your name, you have to be over 55. They can't tell you can't bring in.
I think they can.
A 40-year-old spouse. Not the one my mother-in-law lives in,
I'm
and
not
not in
gonna go live with your
Margaritaville. So, Danny,
mother-in-law.
you can move to
She should
Margaritaville
stop begging
after
me
you
to
win
come
on
live
Wheel of
with her.
Fortune. That's the big news
It's
today.
just
Brought to you by
weird of your
Goldberg
mom
Jones.
to even say I should come live with her.
Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men, 1-800-DIVORCE or online, goldbergjones.com.
Are you aware you're shouting? We're all wearing headphones. Coming up, it's going to be Sarah's Filthy Forecast.
It's Sarah with your filthy forecast. Foggy mornings, sunny afternoons, a high of 50 during the day, but mid-40s at night. Might be time to bust out that bear. It's always busting out. And that's because our tops are so tight.
Yeah, I know.
Would
I
you
noticed.
Like,
I noticed.
would you like
You
a
didn't notice?
No, I didn't notice.
Would you like a set of double Ds?
Yeah, I would.
Some of us have that every day, but tomorrow will be filled with damp and drizzle.
No, not what we thought.
Find two.
Kind of what I thought, actually. I'm old.
Soft things to keep yourself occupied, because it'll be nasty out. Maybe in, too. I guess it depends on who you spend your day with. Keep your rubbers handy. It'll be a wet end of the week filled with randy rain showers.
Yeah.
With the best weather front in Seattle, I'm Sarah.
Wow.
Did she say everybody has double D's? My goodness gracious. I've seen a few, but they always cost me money. Hey, let me tell you, speaking of money, dig how I did that.
Look
I
at
did that on purpose. Money for nothing. It continues on KZOK. 13 chances a day to win $1,000. All I got to do is listen every single hour for the new keyword. That's going to happen any minute now. And then text that keyword to 200. Your next chance to win is coming up at
8:10.
8:10 this morning. Yeah, it is. All right, there you go. Hey, if you're getting apps these days, and I am, I lost my phone. I got a new phone. I got a new tab. I'm downloading all but the coolest apps. You want to start with the iHeartRadio app. It's all your favorite music, all your favorite radio stations, all free. Plus, you can put us in your pocket. Take you everywhere you want to go on live streaming KZOK daily podcasts, ladies and gentlemen. So listen to your iPhone, your laptop, over 200 other gadgets that you can listen to. Get it all. Get the iHeartRadio app.
Well, holidays are right around the corner. Thanksgiving is next Wednesday, and then there's Thanksgiving, but then December 1st, you need to have an Advent calendar. It's not about religion. It's about, I don't know, having an Advent calendar.
I don't know that it's not about religion, and when they're done making it, I think it's when the perception of in your own home. Like for you, it definitely wouldn't be about religion because you're an agnostic. But for me, it might be religious because I'm a Christian.
Well, I know a lot of people do get the calendars that have chocolate inside, and it's got Santa and elves, and there's no Jesus.
That's the first and only one I ever got.
Yeah.
Just recently had chocolate and Santa and stuff like that.
Yeah, I get them every year for my nieces, and they've got some that are like, oh, it's like 6 ounces of chocolate behind every window. I'm like, that's okay. I think they're all right with just a little bite-sized piece.
6 ounces of chocolate?
I forget how much.
Yeah, there you were telling me yesterday, it's full of beer now.
Right, the Costco one and it's like $90 to buy this thing.
Yeah.
Because every box has a different beer in it.
Well, the one that's really raising eyebrows this season, a cheese advent calendar.
Yeah.
I'd kind of like to get this one. It's at Target, and it's not expensive, so I might. But instead of chocolate behind each little window, starting December 1st, is cheese.
So you're coming around to my way of thinking then, right?
Which is?
Well, you're going to worship the baby Jesus. That's what's going to happen. It's the Advent calendar. There's cheeses right in it.
Little baby cheeses.
Little baby cheeses.
Behind each one.
Yeah.
All right, so I like the beer one. I like the cheese one. If we were going to customize, Danny, if you could get your own special Advent calendar, what would you like inside?
Straight up that would fit and still be a reasonably sized Advent calendar, I would go with dumplings.
Oh.
A different kind. A Hargau, a Shumai, a Chashu behind every single one. You open up, and there's just one. And apparently my advent calendar is refrigerated. But whatever it is, that's what I want. I want a really cool dumpling behind each door.
I thought for sure you were going to have a little person behind each door. I think
I said that yesterday and I got yelled at. Oh, I said midget.
Yeah, we don't say midget anymore.
No, we don't.
No, it's little person.
I would never. I don't know who it's going to make mad. I'll fight him.
Well, you guys listening, if you got a special advent calendar, what would you like inside? Little baby cheeses? Would you like whiskey? What gets behind those doors? A special advent calendar. What would you like inside? Call us now, 800-252-1025, or text in 90627.
You know, I was just getting on board the advent calendar to get my little chocolates for my little baby Jesus, but now there are beer advent calendars. There's also Target is selling an advent calendar full of cheese. If you could get a special advent calendar, what would you like inside those 24 doors?
24? 25, I forget.
Yeah, 25.
25, it's not 24? All right. 1-800-252-1025, or you can text to 90627.
Billy, Joe, Bob, and Issaquah, what would you like in your special advent calendar?
Well, it's that harvest time of year. I would have to think you'd have a nug calendar.
A what?
Yeah, bud nuts.
Bud
nuts. Yeah.
Can't live till you got some bud nuts.
That makes perfect sense, though.
Yeah.
I bet there'll be a pot shop selling marijuana advent calendars.
Get in touch with the people at High Times. They'll know for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
What about Steve calling from Centralia? If you got a special advent calendar, what would you like inside?
Well, I was just telling them that they do have a German beer advent calendar.
I'm in. Where do I get it?
Yeah.
Costco.
Is this the one that's $100? That's 90. That's too much.
Yeah.
For 25 beers?
And still, it's a beer advent calendar. I guess in some way it gets weirder that it's German beer, but it's odd all the way around that it's beer in your advent calendar.
It is weird. I think I'd have to buy a new refrigerator because it's pretty big, right?
Right, yeah. Well, no, it'd have to be refrigerated. As long as we're inventing this friggin' thing, your advent calendar is now refrigerated.
It
Plug
comes
right
in
into the
its
wall.
own refrigerator?
It is a refrigerator with 24 or 5 doors.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, you're totally right. If we're making this is a custom made, yes, I want it to be a refrigerator. That's a good call.
Somebody texted into 90627. I want every box to have $100 bills in it, but I don't want to pay for the advent calendar.
It's a free advent
genius,
calendar.
Really.
Full of money. That's pretty brilliant. Hey, it's your friend Lenny in Tacoma.
Of course it's my friend Lenny in Dakota. What's up, buddy?
Hey, not much. How about you guys? How are you all doing?
Well, I'm I can speak for the whole gang. We're good.
All right. Well, there's so many wonderful varieties. I'd have to go with salami.
That'd be better than having the clam advent calendar.
Well, yeah. Well, they're refrigerated, so maybe not. But here's the thing you could go for the whole charcuterie board. God, that makes me laugh every time. Because you got 24, 25 different kinds of meat and whatever you want behind doors. Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm willing to bet someone's going to listen to this and start making these because the salami and charcuterie advent calendar is pretty brilliant. 800-252-1025. If you got a special advent calendar, what would you like inside? Drama and Renton, good morning.
Hey, Drama.
Hey. Good morning, y'all.
What's up?
I have an unexpected day off today, so it's kind of nice.
Good for you.
I would like ammo.
Of course you would like ammo, so you don't have to sit around and make it yourself.
There's a lot of waiting, though, 1 round per day.
Yeah.
So, Drama drives down to the range, bang, then he goes home. I got to wait till tomorrow.
You can't even take over a small city for like 3 weeks.
I'm guessing Drama's not going in the backyard to shoot off his 1 round.
I hope not.
Who
knows where Drama's going to shoot off his 1 round? He's a young man.
Mark in Renton, you're going to get a special advent calendar. What would you like inside?
A different orphan's name to give a gift to.
Oh, we're so selfish.
Oh, can we all date you?
Yeah.
I want to come to your house and just lick the side of your face.
And then
bad bitches.
on the last day, you open it up, and it's the cure for cancer.
The second to last day you open it up, and it's one of those orphans. Unfortunately, he's been waiting 23 days, so he's dead.
Oh,
I had to go.
He was waiting for the cure for cancer, right?
And it wasn't. It was one door away.
One day too late.
Little Jimmy'd have been fine.
Yo in Olympia had a fantastic idea. She wants us to make a KZOK advent calendar that has concert tickets behind every single every time you open it, it's got concert tickets.
That's
not terrible.
genius.
Yeah, that's
very smart idea.
We should be doing some of this. What's the
Yeah.
promotions guy's name? He's such a dick.
Tyler, the guy right there in the next room.
Tyler, you mean that handsome young man?
Fishing lures. A couple of people said they want fishing tackle.
That's a great idea too.
So somebody says Percocets.
Yeah, okay. I'm partying with you, Jesus, and the Percocets.
A different recreational drug behind each.
Yeah,
each
that'd
door.
be great.
Well, they're not recreational till you have fun with them. Until you have fun with them, they're just drugs.
Paul, what's going to be behind your special advent calendar?
The way things are going with all these jackpots, I want a lottery ticket behind every door.
Oh, that's also a great idea.
I still haven't bought mine yet. Can I do it today and I'm
You
still
can.
good? All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna do it.
Drawings tonight, 8 o'clock.
We
Up
need paper
until-
towels too, so I'll go.
I think you have up until like 6:45 or something.
Okay.
Like that.
I'm on my way.
Now, Tori, if you got a special advent calendar with something special inside, would it be Peter Gabriel behind each door?
Oh gosh, I wish. I wish there was that many Peter Gabriels. But I'd actually like a key behind every door. So a key to a car, a key to a castle.
Oh yeah.
A key to
heart.
Would you
a bank.
would you know what the key was to, or do you have to do some like detective work, or do you automatically go, oh, this is a Mercedes?
You would know.
All right, cool. I like that.
That is so amazing and very smart, and someone will have to be a billionaire to give it to you.
I want Monty Hall to be behind door number 1. And then I want to step out with that long, crazy microphone. He goes, Danny, happy Adventness. What would you like? What's behind door number 2? Or a kick in the sack, or whatever he says. But Monty Hall.
Derek, if you got a special advent calendar, what would you like inside?
It'd be a challenge calendar where it's like those jelly beans that it could taste like oranges, or it could be earwax, or it could be black licorice, or it could be cat doo-doo. You just gotta eat it to find out.
You gotta know, yeah. It's
gotta try it.
Those
Wait,
things
it's
are
jelly
gross.
beans?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Jelly Belly makes these mystery
No,
flavored
but he called
jelly
them
beans.
challenges, so I thought he was like drop and do 100 push-ups.
Oh no, it's
No,
a challenge
it's
to
booger
eat
flavored. That was their most of the weird flavors they did. For some reason, booger was the most
Yeah.
popular. And then Harry Potter put those out, a special Harry Potter
Yeah.
jelly bean that tasted like vomit and toots and
All
stuff.
of our choices, Derek is the one we could actually make and give to him this Christmas.
I forget what
Yeah,
I
we
wanted
could.
now and why I can't have it.
Little people and
that's right.
That's Paul wanted little
Drugs.
people.
Not me.
I still want drugs.
Joe in Chicago texted in. He wants a sushi advent calendar, but he doesn't want it to be refrigerated.
I swear to God, you can make it go for almost 3 days.
No.
Yeah, you can.
All right, we'll get working on these. In the meantime, stay with us because we'll be right back with the news. This robbery happened just after 4 a.m. on the block of 15th Avenue South at a home that contained a large illegal marijuana grow. That's according to the King County Sheriff's Office. As deputies arrived, they found one person coming out of a home. He ran back inside, and then 3 people ran out the back. 2 were captured. A third robber remains on the loose. Police dogs were brought in to search the area, but came up empty-handed. And the person who lives in the home is in police custody because, as I said, it's an illegal.
Right.
Believe that there's any danger to the community because they targeted it. They knew what they wanted. It was the money and the grow inside.
Unless you're the part of the community that also has a grow house, there's
Right.
probably some danger.
And
to you.
also, to be honest
point.
with you, when you've got roving people, armed and or not, wrong people get robbed and even shot all the time.
Sure.
You know, even by the good guys. We went to the wrong address.
Right.
And 2 shootings to report this morning that are not connected. One in Tukwila, a 39-year-old man is in critical condition at Harborview. He was shot outside of an apartment complex last night. And this one was around 34th Avenue South and Military Road. Police say this was not a random shooting. It was an argument between 2 people. The shooter is on the run. And now Seattle gang unit detectives are looking for a black sedan involved in a drive-by shooting in Beacon Hill. This one happened at 5 o'clock last night. The sedan drove by a man who was walking, and next to a marijuana shop, the passenger opened fire, hit the person on the sidewalk, although he had intended to hit somebody in a vehicle. That man was taken to Harborview, and the shooters are on the loose. Sad news to report this morning. Not that all that news wasn't sad, but from national news. Former Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, the first woman to sit on the Supreme Court, announced this morning she has the beginning stages of dementia, probably Alzheimer's. She said doctors diagnosed her as she was forced to retire from public life. Some people had wondered, where is she? We haven't heard from Sandra Day O'Connor in a while.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys vanish, though, don't they? They don't have to be sick. A lot of them go, I've had absolutely enough of it. Clarence Thomas won't talk to anybody.
Well, she's 88 and had been very active. And then all of a sudden she wasn't. And people have started to wonder, is she okay? And she said she wanted to give people an update, let people know she has problems with her memory.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Early
She's been
stages.
fantastic.
The nation's largest police force suffered a major setback to its body camera program when one of them blew up.
Wow, that's a bad thing.
Yeah. Officials say this is a Vivu brand LE5 camera that the NYPD uses. And there was an incident at a Staten Island station house where one man was on his way for his shift when he noticed smoke coming out of his device, and then he removed it, and pa-pow!
Pa-pow!
It exploded.
Crazy.
They believe that this is a battery inside the camera, which could ignite.
I vacillate between the goodness and the badness of our police officers wearing body camera.
Yeah.
First of all, like the people that demonstrate on May Day downtown,
Right.
hit them in the head, and I'm down with it. I voted for good stuff. I'm a good American. I pay my taxes. And you want to hit those little creeps in the head with a stick, you have at it, those bottle-throwing little bastards.
So that's when you don't want the body camera.
But if you've got a body camera, you can, in my opinion, protect us. But here's another thing you can't do without the body camera. Ready? You got the body camera. I'm the cop. I got the body camera. I pulled you over speeding. Now do your best to get out of this ticket. Do you know how fast you were going?
I have no idea, officer, but I'm sure I wasn't speeding.
Well, you were speeding. Do you usually drive that fast?
No, not at all, officer. I never break the law.
All right, I'm going to let you go. Go ahead. You can't do that
Oh,
with
yeah.
a body camera.
You can't give somebody just a warning because...
On all sorts of things. I mean, I'm sure there's a time and a place where you can, but you know what I'm saying? You can't let a guy go who's begging, let me go, who just did a bad thing, and he's saying, it didn't hurt anybody. Go ahead, man. Can't do that with a body camera.
You can't take bribes.
Totally can't take. Can't get high and drive the car with the siren on.
Right.
As long as we're going down this road.
Yesterday, the United States sent 2 warships through the Taiwan Strait in the second such operation this year, as the U.S. military increases the frequency of transits through this strategic waterway despite opposition from China. The voyage risks further heightening tensions with China, but likely is being viewed as a sign of support by President Donald Trump for Taiwan. There is growing friction between Taipei and Beijing, and China has accused Donald Trump of supporting Taiwan.
I support Taiwan. Leave them alone.
Yeah, China wants them to be back under their thumb.
You know who's really an interesting thing going on is Singapore, the government of Singapore. I didn't know the hold that they had over their people. The rules are, well, you know, the spitting gum, you'll get hit in the head with a mallet. Or all.
It's extremely strict.
And it's right, extremely strict, right? Yet you can get drunk all day. You can get in a fight. They just tolerate it. They go, no, pay the bazillions of dollars in taxes and don't break these laws ever.
Yeah.
Or we could even hang you. We do that here. But some of these commie pinko states are still kind of fun to visit, I would think. In the documentary, they were showing me this. People seem to be having the best time.
Yeah, I've heard
Singapore.
Singapore can be great.
You got to go to Singapore, Danny. You'd love it.
I got to go to Singapore.
Well, if you would like to take a cruise, there is something brand new being offered on Virgin Voyages, which is aboard their cruise called the cruise ship, the Scarlet Lady.
Yeah.
Virgin Voyages. This is the cruise line's first ship, the Scarlet Lady, getting ready to sail. They've never sailed before. Virgin Voyages, the Scarlet Lady, will employ 2 full-time tattoo artists. You could get a tattoo while on a cruise.
Okay. Genius.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. If you've been on cruises, first of all, they're pricey, and you're not necessarily with your own kind. Now, saying that sounds incredibly racist. What I mean is younger, older, from the South, like this kind of music.
Right, yeah.
There's, cruising, it's a bunch of old people with money. That's who it is. Now, I got a little saved up dough for my vacations. I vacation well. I like cruises. But one with a tattoo parlor called the Velvet Tramp, or whatever they're calling this boat.
Scarlet Lady.
Same thing. You're going to have you're going to have some wild nights on this boat. I like that.
It's going to be called Squid Ink, and they are going to get these
nice
tattoo artists They'll be handpicked by industry legend Lou Rubino Jr.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to Christina and other tattooing experts.
Cool. I hope
Pretty
you know,
smart.
the band on the boat's going to be interesting. The
Yeah,
uniforms,
definitely.
they're going to go all out. You know it. It's awesome. I like it.
And a man whose excessive flatulence forced a police detective to cut short an interrogation has now pled guilty to federal gun and drug charges. So they
I was kind of on this guy's side until I hear the charges.
I could scare a cop
Yeah.
off with my tooth.
You could.
Absolutely, yeah.
You
Yeah,
could
you
clear an
Kidding?
interrogation room.
Well, that is what happened. There was a traffic stop. This 25-year-old person, they did the traffic stop. They found a backpack full of drugs and guns. When they went in to talk to him, like leaned into the window to talk to him, and all that wouldn't stop. He would not stop. Then they took him into custody in the interrogation room. He would lift his leg up like a dog about to go, would not stop tooting. It was so bad, they had to terminate the interview. He has now decided to plead guilty.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I went to a doctor one time because I really think it's a problem for me, to be honest. I went to see if I was lactose intolerant and a bunch of other things. And he said, describe it. And I said, well, they're more often than I would like. And sometimes I do it when I'm walking by my wife. She never finds it funny. And I went on and on. And he diagnosed me as obnoxious. I didn't have to pay for that. I could have just Paul and Sarah.
What's the prescription that you get for that?
To shut up and not be stupid?
You don't take your medication.
No.
The CDC is once again warning people about their pet chickens.
With their heads cut off. All swimming around.
Is it people snuggling them again?
Yes, sort of.
Yeah. And kissing them.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Well, we've heard that for years now. Do not kiss or snuggle your chickens. But now we know there is a multi-drug resistant salmonella out there. This is something having to do with raw chicken products. So just in time for Halloween, the CDC is asking pet owners, do not dress up your chickens this year.
All right, fair enough. I was gonna, but now I'm not.
People dress up their chickens.
I've not seen Halloween costumes. I'm sure they're out there. But I've seen like little sweaters, little knit sweaters. And I have thought about ordering some of those for my chickens.
I'm not sure what you'll get, but if you Google my name and chicken suit, I think something really weird might show up. Danny
What were you
Bonaduce in a
doing?
chicken suit. I'm
Derek,
not sure
don't
yet.
do it.
No, it's safe and sound. It's safe and sound.
All
It's just
right.
I
Normally it's
distinctly
not.
remember being in a quality chicken suit.
How did Derek get fired? Oh, he looked up Danny Bonaduce in a chicken suit.
No, it's Danny Bonaduce in a birthday suit. It's going to get him fired.
I don't see you in
You
a
know,
chicken suit.
All right, if you have the time later, try David
Yeah.
Cassidy and see what you get.
An Australian surfer is recovering after getting into a fight with a shark over the weekend.
Wow.
Paul Kenny, 51, surfing off a nudist beach in Australia when
Well,
he
it looks like a bait. That's a lure if you ever saw one.
He said he was heading in. He went a bit deeper, wanted to get a better wave, put his head down and sees a shark. He said, I headbutted it. He said it latched onto me and I headbutted it and started bringing a surfing competition just a few years ago and punched him.
Well, I got headbutted by Dakota Fanning. Does that count?
He said, I knew if it took one of my legs, I'd be a goner. I wouldn't be able to walk or get out. There was no one else in the water, so I had no choice. I had to headbutt it, and punch it.
Well, congratulations, but you little drama queen. You can totally get around without a leg these days.
No, he means get out of the water without a leg.
Get away, swim away from the shark with no legs.
That's the little 13-year-old that got away.
Yeah.
Somewhere in her mind, she's flipping that guy off. Not with that hand.
Topeka police have arrested a man for stealing a car out of the Shawnee County Jail parking lot right after being released from the Shawnee County Jail.
How else is he supposed to get home?
Exactly. Don't pick up hitchhikers.
Right.
Yeah, he gets let out of jail and thought, how am I getting home?
Yeah.
I'm not paying for an Uber. Oh, this car looks good. Little did he realize there's a whole lot of surveillance at the Shawnee County Jail parking lot. Well, he broke into the car, was promptly arrested and taken right back where?
Shawnee County Jail.
Jail. Yeah.
Dummy. In California, a 16-year-old is the new world champion of Tetris. Joseph Saley beat out Jonas Neubauer in the classic Tetris World Championship Grand Final in Oregon.
And no idea people still play Tetris.
No,
And it's
apparently
classic.
they're addicted, man.
I love Tetris.
You should play it, though, or do you love it memory-wise?
No, memory-wise, because I did get a new Tetris, but it was the new Tetris, not the classic Tetris. In order to get classic, I think I've got to get an old console. Derek, do you know if they make Tetris for the classic games like the NES and stuff?
So they remake it multiple times, and they'll just release new versions of it.
Yeah, see, I don't want a new Tetris.
Yeah, you want the original.
You want the original, or it doesn't count.
Well, this guy who is 16 years old beat out the reigning champion who is 37.
Does that make a thing? I mean, of course he beat out a grown-up. It's a game.
Yeah.
But this guy's been playing it for 35 years, whereas this other dude's been playing it for 5. Mac and cheese.
Yep,
Clam.
Yeah. Just saw the mac and cheese ones the other day. I had to go and try and get some little toys.
Clammy canes, the mac and cheese candy canes, pickle candy canes, rotisserie chicken candy canes.
Yeah.
Finally, one that is going to taste delicious.
Have you seen the ones that are attached to each other and they're called cocaines? I swear, in the store. They think they're very funny.
Oreo candy canes are about to come out. They are candy canes that taste like Oreos. Much better than the clammy cane.
Yeah, not as good as...
You don't know that.
I'm not having a
I
seafood
think she's
flavored
right.
candy cane.
I'd rather have an Oreo that tastes like a candy cane, though.
Oh,
Then a candy cane that tastes like an Oreo?
Yeah.
I think Yo has given us those before.
Really? I don't think I've had them. Candy
Yo,
cane
am I
Oreos.
crazy? Maybe I'm
Yo,
crazy.
send them again.
Well, it is the season because even though it's not even Halloween, this stuff is already getting on the shelves.
It's all over the place.
So you'll be able to
But
get
candy canes are Christmas, not Halloween, right?
Right, but they've skipped
They're
all the
all-
way
that's
to
what I'm
Christmas
saying, yeah.
already. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they have been spotted already. Halloween is not for a week. Do you know what your daughter's going to be yet, Paul?
Yeah, she's going to be Chewbacca.
Seriously?
Yeah, she has the full-on Chewbacca costume.
Where did you get
With
that?
the mask and everything. I think we got it at Costco.
Yeah,
actually.
they have it. There's a little kid. Somebody on one of these here radio shows has their kid with them today and yesterday, and they're wearing a full-body head, eyebrows down to the footsies, bear suit.
Yeah, bear
And they
onesie.
probably, you'd think, well, what a crazy exotic place did you get that? Oh, yeah, Fred Meyer. That's where I got, remember all those onesies I wore one year? Yeah, all Fred Meyer.
Yeah, Jellybean put on her Chewbacca mask last night for the first time, and she looks full-on crazy.
That's awesome.
Are you going to take some pictures for social media?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Super.
Definitely.
And they have made a new discovery in the world of shipwrecks. This
Yeah.
is a shipwreck in the Black Sea that is what they believe to be the oldest intact shipwreck ever found. It's a 75-foot trading vessel that they believe is from ancient Greece. They believe this to be around 480 BC.
Wow.
How's that even possible?
How is that possible?
And it's intact. Like the thing
Intact.
is together.
That seems weird. Is it the cold?
It's because the
Yeah.
Black Sea is without oxygen.
Oh.
They
the
have
Black Sea? What is that? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew what's the salty one? The Red Sea. Dead Sea. The Dead Sea.
Yeah.
A lot of things. Now, I thought the opposite. All that salt should eat everything. Apparently, it does not. It preserves
Preserves
things.
it, yeah.
I didn't know the Black Sea was without oxygen.
Yes.
How do the animals live in it?
It's all going to be those no-headed chicken monsters. The sea cucumbers
That's all
we were
they have
talking
there.
about earlier.
Well, I don't know what they eat, apparently.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they.
well, it's very hard for them to eat, Paul. Thanks for making fun of them.
I don't
My
know.
son is a headless chicken
Is
monster.
that
How
right?
dare you?
Pretty sure he's not. And if you haven't heard, there's a little Mega Millions drawing tonight. I'm pretty sure everybody's
Most
heard.
people have heard, yeah.
But
Yeah, I
just
got
a
it.
reminder, now Mega Millions is a massive jackpot, right? Over $1 billion. Some people have wondered, wow, it seems like we're having so many huge jackpots lately. Well, it's not your imagination. We are having more huge jackpots lately because they changed the way the lottery works. Now, when you buy a lottery ticket, if you buy one today or tomorrow, whenever, you have the same odds of winning that game every single time.
Right.
1,000 people could play or 2 people could play. The numbers, speaking of statistics, the chances of your numbers coming up are the same.
Right.
However, the lottery decided, oh, these huge jackpots are fantastic. So they added more numbers, thus making winning more
even
difficult.
more difficult.
Yes.
What do they go to now?
Each one is different, but I think Mega is up to like 70 balls, which means you're chances.
I don't play, so I have no idea, but I thought it was 40 or something like that.
Used to be.
They like doubled it?
I'm pretty sure.
Cheating bastards.
Yeah.
When I want my $1,000,000,006, I want them with 8 numbers.
Yeah.
8 numbers would be good.
And I was positive I was going to win. Now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, who knows? Not 70 numbers.
Yeah, they quietly changed this a couple of years ago because there was so much hubbub about these huge jackpots. Now, the odds of winning 1 in 302.5 million, which means there are 302.5 million potential number combinations. So if we were to put in one or take one away, that number either gets higher or lower. Make sense?
Sure.
So statistically speaking, you have a chance of 1 in 302.5 to
Yeah,
win.
it doesn't seem right the way stats work on things like that. For example, let's say you want to bet on 28 black coming up on a roulette wheel. And whether you win or not, and then you win. Do you have the exact same odds of winning if you just bet that same number again as you did if you bet something else? It seems like, well, no, you can't do that. Don't be stupid.
Yep. Well, remember, Powerball is also massive. So if you feel like mixing it up a bit, Mega Millions draws tonight, Powerball draws
Buying
tomorrow.
a couple of these on my way home because she tells me to stop and get paper towels. I'm going to come home with $1 billion.
There you go.
There you go.
Why not win both?
Yeah.
Get the Mega and the Powerball.
Oh, I thought you meant the paper towels. I'm going, how is that a win? Although she'll be grateful.
Yeah.
Now, what did I say? 1 in 232 million?
320 million.
Yeah, your odds are much better when it comes to KZOK and Money for Nothing.
Yeah.
Every hour of the day from 6 a.m. till 7 p.m., we give you a chance to win $1,000. It's money for nothing. You are listening for a new hourly keyword, and you text it to 200-200, and the cash could be yours. I'm willing to bet, going to go out on a limb here and say your chances are not 1 in 300 billion or whatever it was for
official
the lottery.
rules at KZOK.com, but I think we're pretty safe in saying you have better odds than winning the lottery.
Thank you. Well, stay with us because music news, entertainment, and sports, plus that chance to win money for nothing is just minutes away. We were talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yesterday.
Yes, we were.
And more specifically, Ted Nugent. Because Ted Nugent says Ted Nugent should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah. And that's exactly the way he says it.
Yes.
He
Hey,
does.
Ted Nugent needs one because Ted Nugent's standing right here talking about Ted Nugent.
Didn't he say people are marching in the streets over the fact that Ted Nugent isn't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
He said, I would like you to find a human being
That's
and
right.
believe
Just
them when
one
they say
person.
Ted Nugent should not be in the Rock.
Hey, Tyler, you back there, buddy? I want to ask you something. Ted Nugent says you can't find one human being that doesn't think he should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You're the newest human being in that room. Is he right?
I can tell you one thing about Ted Nugent.
So would you give him a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Oh, wrong thing.
Put him in.
Would you give him in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame then?
I wouldn't put him in the
All right.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'd also give you a start before Ted Nugent.
Oh, definitely.
I didn't know I liked him that much
Yeah.
because he's tall and it kind of irks me. But thank you very much for that. I appreciate it.
Brownie points for Tyler there.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler's not alone in thinking that Ted Nugent doesn't belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Pretty sure all of us in this room voted not to put him in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, some on our text line did not agree with us, though.
A lot of people
they're
say
adamant that he should be.
He's a great guitarist and he's a rocker, but somebody who does not want him in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame would be David Crosby.
Really? Why not? Crosby's causing a lot of trouble lately.
He does battle with people.
Yeah.
But what he said was, that is really funny stuff. He is not good enough. He never will be. A hack player and no singer at all. He could not write a decent song if his life depended on it.
A lot of that's true, to be honest. Remember his band, Damn Yankees?
I
Yeah.
forgot he was in that band.
Okay. You Can Take Me Higher. Is that them? Yeah. Okay. He puts together bands because he can't sing. He admits he can't
Yeah.
sing. So that's the thing. But I don't know. I'm not good enough on guitar to know who's the greatest and who's just very good. But I've always heard Nugent was great on guitar.
Yep, I heard he's a very good guitar player, but I guess maybe if you're going to pick on it, he's not the overall package. Do you get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because you're a really good guitar player?
Nope, most certainly do not. But again, and I don't know why I'm coming to Ted Nugent's defense because he's nice to me. What the hell? But aren't there a bunch of people in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that don't have the qualifications of Ted Nugent?
Yeah, I would think that there are people that we also wouldn't put in the Rock and Roll Hall
But
of
are
Fame.
already there. They made it.
Sure.
So Ted can go if he wants. What do I care?
Well, the funny thing is, too, the people who support Ted Nugent going in bring up the valid point that he is being ignored or picked on because of his political
No,
views.
I think that's totally true. Yeah.
And Crosby, David Crosby is on the
let's
other.
not get Bill Cosby's opinion on anything.
I don't care what kind of drugs he's got.
David Crosby is on the other end of the political battle.
Sure.
So it makes sense as to why they are
Right.
not friends.
David Crosby, if I'm not mistaken, is also already in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, a couple times, I think.
How many times can you get in?
He went in with the Byrds, and he went in with Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Right, he was
That
in
would
the
be
Birds.
correct.
Yeah, nice.
Well, Danny, I know you hate when this happens.
I do, damn it.
But a Beatles record has been broken.
Oh, I do actually hate that.
And been broken by Drake.
Yeah.
I don't hate that any more or less than anybody else. I find his style of music to be completely viable, whether I like it or not, and some of it I like. But I don't like it when the Beatles record should stand forever.
Well, the Beatles set the record in 1964 for the most top 10 hits in a year. They had 11 hits, including Can't Buy Me Love and Hard Day's Night. Back in 1964, that record stood. Only now it has been broken by Drake.
Let me show you a little bit of the difference here. Give me the first 1, 2, or 3, even 5 of the Beatles songs you listen. Just give me 1 second in between each song. Name it and then give me a second.
Can't Buy Me Love.
Can't Buy Me Love. There's that one.
8 Days a Week.
8 days a week, I love you. There's that one.
Blackbird.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Now, give me Drake's.
No.
I don't know
That's
the
this
words.
song right here.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I
the
hate this
Beatles
song,
record
man.
should go unbroken, man. Did everybody else be able to sing the top 10 Drake songs? No, I say.
I mean, other people, not us. Probably people in this building that could sing the top 10 Drake songs, but definitely not
Right
us.
next door, there's a studio door. If you busted that door open and said, sing me 10 Drake songs, they probably
I'd
could.
be happy to do it. And then I'd say, now sing me 10 Beatles songs, and they'd be able to do it.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Not sure about that with the room next door.
You make them sound bad.
No, it's just a different music style. Plus, they're all under 25 years old.
Tori, did you know all of those songs?
The Beatles, yes.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
for
There's
sure.
that theory.
She's over 25. I'm saying it's a different generation. People who know Drake now, the young people, they will know all those songs.
You're putting up quite the fight for Drake. What's happening around here?
When he goes into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Right.
she's going to be right there.
And I'll vote for him. But Tori's
Yeah.
apparently just got old right in front of
She
us.
did.
Because she did know Beatles songs.
Paula Abdul had an unexpected mishap.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for her.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh.
No?
She wiped out on stage. She
That's
took
not even new, is it? Doesn't she do that all the time because she's drunk?
Sober up.
No, she's got RSD, which is a disorder of the sympathetic nervous system, and she has trouble with balance. It's an injury she got when she was 17 as a cheerleader.
Wow. I mean, I'm going to look up the medical journal.
It says "see drunk."
Wiped
I told you
out
guys,
on
I
stage.
found her asleep in my backyard in Los Angeles. Remember that?
Yeah.
Passed out in my back. I don't even know who brought her to the party.
Well, she was performing at the Hard Rock in Mississippi. She took 2 steps forward, probably should have taken 2 steps back, fell
Isn't
off
that
the
one of her
stage.
songs, though?
Yes.
Take 2 steps forward, take 2 steps back.
She knew that. She was being clever.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, I'm over
I
you
guess
people.
more clever than me. What do you mean, you people?
I just want to how did I get
Let's
with you
give
people?
some people some money.
Yeah, let's do that. Chance to win some money. Just text that word right now to 200-200 for your chance to win. See KZOK.com for all the rules and details.
Do that.
Halloween has been a blockbuster smash so far, and Halloween's not even here.
Oh, the movie.
the movie, Halloween, box office smash. And now they're thinking about bringing back another very famous horror franchise.
This guy?
This guy?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I didn't want to step on your story. That would be Freddy Krueger with the knives on his hand.
Oh, I thought Edward Scissorhands.
He was in a scary movie.
I don't know if that's what you looked like.
I thought you were doing some sort of puppet with your fingers.
Well,
no.
I'm
Shadow
really
puppets.
silly unless it's Freddy Krueger.
LeBron James wants to bring back Camp Crystal Lake. Friday the 13th. Jason.
And he's the one with the hockey mask. Because
Yes.
we were saying before that Michael Myers had a hockey mask.
No, he's got, it turns out, is a face mask. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a full plastic, pull it over your head like a Trump mask.
Yeah, but it looks like a human face, a weird human face.
Yeah. I get
Jason's the one with the hockey mask.
Jason's got the hockey mask.
Yeah.
I get them confused. They're all wearing masks. We don't know
Yeah.
who's behind the plastic.
It's because they don't want to pay people. Like, if you manufacture a thing and you make somebody super whammy famous, you got to pay that guy. You throw a hockey mask on his face, you can do 9 sequels and just replace him.
But you know what's so cool about the people who did Star Wars is they could have put anybody in that Chewbacca outfit.
Oh, yeah, or C-3PO or whatever.
R2-D2. They chose not to until
you can't put anybody in R2-D2. That's a special
bunch of
No, yeah, you can. Absolutely, they do.
Height-compromised people.
No, they full on. There's a guy in there.
No, but I mean, not
can't put
anyone can
anyone
play
in
that
there.
role. You have to be a certain height.
He's the guy. I'm in a D2 costume.
Yeah.
Well, when it came to Star Wars, they did pick the same actors every year to play them until this latest one. The guy who plays Chewbacca was too old, and this was the first time he wasn't
Oh,
in
it's sad.
a costume.
Hang on a second. No,
Cowardly Lion.
It's Cowardly Lion.
Yeah,
It's great, though.
yeah, thank you.
Guillermo del Toro has signed on to direct a stop-motion animated musical version of Pinocchio for Netflix. He's doing okay, that Guillermo del Toro.
He does all right.
Shape of Water was multiple Academy Award-winning film, including Best Picture and Best Director.
That's splash of water, man.
Sorry, man.
It's getting some
I
on there.
apologize.
This Pinocchio will take place in Italy during the 1930s, and it will have the Jim Henson Company and Shadow Machine helping out Benicio del Toro. Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, right.
You said that.
Have you seen the new Pinocchio porn?
No.
Stupid. You should see it.
Trevor Noah announced on
The
Instagram
guy
yesterday.
makes kids dolls all day. There's something wrong with Geppetto. Geppetto.
Trevor Noah announced on Instagram yesterday that his upcoming Netflix comedy special, Son of Patricia, will be released on November 20th. Trevor Noah made the announcement in a video where he speaks to an infant in a chicken outfit. Hilarity ensues.
He's a funny guy.
He is very funny.
He is a very funny guy. I was rooting against him. I didn't like him. I didn't like a person with an accent doing politics. Like,
Yeah.
I'm all for it. He's a great stand-up comic. Don't do that. And then I watched a few times. That guy's really good at that job. If I ever see him, I'll apologize. And he'll go, why? What'd you say? And I'll say, that's not important. I'm just sorry.
Today, Netflix will release a special featuring Adam Sandler performing stand-up after a long hiatus. It is called 100% Fresh.
Oh, that's the name of the thing?
Yes.
That's very funny.
That is funny.
So Sandler did something funny. That's weird.
And congratulations to Amy Schumer, who announced that she, at age 37, is expecting her first child with 38-year-old chef husband Chris Fisher. Let's take a look at sports. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. The Seahawks announced they have picked up an additional linebacker, claiming undrafted rookie Emmanuel Ellerbe off of waivers from the Los Angeles Chargers. He's 21, played for Rice College, appeared in 3 games so far for the Chargers, and welcome to Seattle to Emmanuel Ellerbe.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Up next, Detroit on Sunday, the 10 o'clock start time. We are seeing KJ Wright and Ed Dixon back at practice. We'll hopefully see them on the field this Sunday.
Cool.
Last night, the Falcons beat the Giants in Monday Night Football. 23-20 was the final score. And in other football news, Marshawn Lynch on the IR will miss at least a month because of a groin injury. And Amari Cooper no longer plays for the Oakland Raiders as he has been traded to the Dallas Cowboys for a first round.
Yeah.
That thing. Next year.
They probably worked out the details better than we did.
No.
Whatever they put on paper.
follows us.
And the World Series gets underway tonight. We've got the Dodgers versus the Red Sox. They have not met in a bazillion years.
Yeah.
5:09 start
102.
time.
I'm remotely shocked that it starts that fast.
That you just go, oh, hey,
didn't they
now we
just
know
play
what it
the other
is?
day?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, the Dodgers are going to go. These guys are going to go. The Brewers aren't going to go. Your mom's not going. Who's ever going? You'd think they get like a few days to get a massage, whatever it is. It's like, all right, we win. All right, now get in the plane and go to that stadium.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, it's October 23rd, and we're just starting the World Series. It's almost November.
Yeah, it could go 7 games.
If you told me that the World Series started in August in Cleveland, I just go, oh, I didn't know that. This is all news to me.
It's the boys of summer, and this is about to be the boys of late fall and early winter.
No, if it's not happening to a Seahawk, it's not happening. But I'm learning as we go.
Some Seahawks could play baseball. Russell Wilson was drafted.
Yeah.
Dodgers-Red Sox 5:09 start time. Game 1 of the World Series happens tonight. And I want to remind you guys that we are just over a week away from Rock the Harvest, which is KZOK's annual radiothon. It is returning for its 21st year.
Do we ever do any of those weirdo Spike songs like for Rock the Harvest, like that?
A parody song?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I was just recording what your
That's the version right there?
your lyrics there. So we'll
All
go
right,
with that.
cool.
We'll throw some music under it.
We encourage you to help, again, raise money for Rock the Harvest, for Northwest Harvest, trying to help local communities here fight and eliminate hunger. So we'll ask for your support again, and we're going to have some amazing incentives for people this year like we always do. All right, sports was brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Guess what?
What?
We'll be back tomorrow with another huge show.
Yeah.
Paul's going to have another version of Faster Than a Speeding Wagon so that you guys can win tickets to REO Speedwagon January 18th at the EQC. That happens at 7:20. And Paul's kid will join us at 7:50.
Wow,
It's the
big show.
Paul Show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jelly
And
Beans
they're
joke of the
usually
week.
good.
Danny will be back bright and early with geniusness and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Well, one of those is not true. I hope it's the genius. All right. You know, speaking of genius,
Yeah?
who's a star in his own right,
Yeah.
Oh, who,
and maybe
what?
in his own left. I don't know about this guy. That would be my friend Steve Slayton, who's going to walk into this room. You're going to play a whole mess of classic rock and roll for your listening pleasure, so we should get out of his way. Bye.